Disagree, the flagship, only on A2D Radio. Uncle Sweeps, Nick DelGozzo, the legendary Brian Wilson, and the fucking man himself, Tom Arnone. These three guys from Jersey bringing you real talk with no agenda. You don't like them? Tough shit. It's their show, and they're going to say whatever the hell they goddamn want.
Welcome in, everybody. Agree, disagree, only on A2D Radio. We're all still live from our own houses. Studio will be back sooner than later, hopefully. And we got a ton to talk about Eagles-wise tonight and everything else on the docket. But every Sunday, we are brought to you by our doc, Make Him Yours. That's Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill, Princeton locations. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Tom Arnone, Nick DelGozzo, Greg Milakovic, Brian Wilson, the family out there joining us. You know, there was a point of time today we were going to come on, and we're probably going to have more grievances than we do right now. And a football team, a quarterback, you know, that showed some fight today. I mean, Carson never stopped playing today. Never stopped playing. You could have never told him this game was out of reach throughout this entire day. You came up to him in the second quarter and be like, "Yeah, this is over, bro. It's a wrap." And to him, he played like, talk about telling guys to play like it's nothing the whole game. He just kept competing. You know, knocked down, hit 16 times. Sacked 6 times, another offensive line in, more guys going in and out over this entire offense. All right, a quarterback who's thrown to 25 different skill position players over just the last year and a few days. Games, feels like a few days. Games, few days, doesn't matter. Right, that's where we're at right now when it comes to this so-called revamped offense and the same trends. And that's the injury bug. And that also has to be pointed at the general manager and who puts this roster together as well. So we're going to talk about all that, and it's going to tie into our poll question. We'll have Crumbs in a week later on the show. We'll talk about the Sunday night football game, NLCS. We'll give reactions to that. That's happening right now. Braves first and second, nobody out.
Dustin May hasn't thrown a strike, by the way.
Vaughn's
hasn't thrown a strike.
Vaughn's pitching straight out of the California Penal League.
Yeah.
Old Carrot Top here.
You know, that Carrot Top says it all, by the way. Eagles versus Giants, look ahead. I mean, what there is to look ahead to. I mean, Miles Sanders is getting an MRI. MRIs are never a good thing. So that could be another skill position weapon that's down, which would make a ton of sense. Zach Ertz left this football game today. Another skill position guy down. And we're not playing on Sunday. We're playing on Thursday night against a division rival with your season on the line. On the brink.
It's a game you have to have.
On the brink. It's already on the brink. It's brink. It's past brink. But
we're done brinked. That's for sure.
Well, your division's so bad that you still were left hanging on the brink, right? You just like hanging. Like, we didn't fall yet? Like we didn't fall off this cliff?
We're still up somehow, yeah.
Carl's
got a couple flats, somehow still driving.
still moving. So we'll look ahead to the Eagles Giants, and we'll give our I mean, it's funny to do this on a Sunday, but we'll give our score predictions for that game on Thursday night because I know Sweeps and Wills won't be on Wednesday, so they let them give theirs off. You know, it's a little tough to do right after a game, but we'll give it. That's what Thursday night's about. Eagles versus Ravens. We'll recap it, and it all ties into our poll question. And it's sad. It's sad. Hold on. It's brought to you by Ambuck Services. AMBUCKservices.com. 20% off. Telling the boys from A2D Radio sent you. Howie Roseman should be fired immediately. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That's where we're live. And everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Like, subscribe, follow, download. Whatever you do it. Turn your alerts on. And we're going to be getting to your guys' comments and questions because it's already flying in here. So we plan on getting to as many as we can get to tonight and still try to stay on track. And that's the goal. And Howie Roseman should be fired immediately. And listen, I know what Wilson's going to sort of say in a way. And I'm not going to say
what's that.
You're going to disagree because of injuries, and then I'm going to circle back to I don't care anymore about the injuries. I'm looking right at the guy who puts this roster together. All the things that have came out and circulated.
Well, we haven't drafted well enough, so that's on him too.
Everything that's circulated in the media throughout the last week, when there's this much smoke, there's usually fire about it. And when you're talking about this kind of control, that's like dictatorship control. That's not good control you want in an organization, especially with guys in this organization, coaching staff-wise, that have won a Super Bowl with your general manager as well. So you would want a kumbaya feel. You would want everybody on the same page. When all these draft reports are coming in, it's not about Howie, the math guy. This isn't about Howie, the trade guy who does a good job of it. This isn't about Howie, the free agent guy who does a good job of it. This is an indictment on Howie, the draft guy. All right? Who always wants to be the smartest and the cutest guy in the room. And when you're overriding coaches and the direction they want to go all the time for projects, and I feel like I know why he drafts projects now. So he doesn't have to pay them after their first contract a ton of money. Like, I almost feel like that's the reason. Because there's a geek involved. There's a nerd involved. And this nerd wants to try to save every dollar and cent. So how about I draft Jalen Reagor? Because I don't think he's going to be that great right away. I'm just using him as an example, right? And I can get away without maybe having to pay him. There's a nerd involved. And this nerd got the nerd back at me. No, it's fine. I mean, it's not cool. There's a nerd involved. And like, listen, there's a lot of nerds who do a good job. And I'm not saying he hasn't done a good job with a lot of different things here. But the draft is what keeps you going. The draft is what puts you in the postseason year in, year out, if you're good at it. Okay? That's a difference maker. You have a franchise quarterback here that you went and invested $100 million into, and this is what you decide to put him around. You haven't been able to use the pup list one time. You know what I mean? Use some of these things where you've wasted a roster spot 2 years in a row on Deshaun in terms of not putting them on a pup list and just shutting them down, right? We talked about last year. Now you're back at it again with Alshon, thinking he's coming back off an injury that takes 10 months to 12 to a year. You think he's coming back? You think he's coming back in 9 months? I mean, this is egregious. It's egregious. And I'm not saying there's another guy out there, but you let the Redskins take somebody off your squad as a draft pick this year, right? I mean, you let them just go take a draft pick from you and the defensive front. For what? They keep out. You know what I mean? I'm just connecting dots to a lot of just things that continue to go on, trends that go in the wrong direction. And since 2013, it's been absolutely effing egregious in the first round. And anybody out there that disagrees with that, and people out there, well, you got a lot of projects this year. I don't even talk about this year. Every year before, it's not been good enough. So let's just go back to there. And that's, at the end of the day, is what would be winning you football games today. Right? They won their Super Bowl off of drafts years prior. That had nothing to do with Howie Roseman. Brandon Graham wasn't a Howie Roseman pick.
Great pickups that year, though, that had to do with Howie Roseman.
I understand, but your core, Fletcher Cox, not a Howie pick. I'm just going through some of your big-time contributors. Now, some were, right? Some were good free agents. He brought Malcolm in, right? I mean, there's good moves he did make. But we're talking about the draft. It's been too bad to keep saying, I'm going to give you a pass. So you have two options, Jeffrey Lurie. Okay? And your first one is to fire him. Or your second one is to take some damn control away then when it comes to draft day. If you really love the guy so much. Make sense? They're your two options, in my opinion. What do you guys say? Howie Roseman should be fired immediately. Agree or disagree? I'm going to listen. I just agree because I'm not saying he goes and plays the football games. And I know he tried to make an effort to try to go out and upgrade skill position players this year. We saw it throughout the draft. You know what I mean? Where he tried to spend some assets on it, even though some were later round picks. Okay? And we don't know what these guys are yet. But we're watching him give his quarterback nothing. And a lot of that's due to injury. Because I think when we all came in, if we thought everybody was healthy, we thought we'd be pretty explosive, right? So, I mean, I'm just putting the drafts on him. I'm not even putting on what's happening at 1-4-1 on him. I'm strictly going and putting the drafts on him. And we need to figure out, and that's what I would do, is just take him off of that. Like, still give you saw saying it, right? But I would, if I'm Jeffrey Lurie and I run this organization, I got to get my hands dirty saying, hey, we need to have a collaborative effort on draft day. That's all. With my coaches, with everybody. I need to now figure out what's going on draft day. And that's what any good business owner would do. So you guys tell me what you think Howie Roseman should be fired immediately. Let us know, agree or disagree.
Real quick, per Jay Glazer, obviously we mentioned Ertz and Sanders both having MRIs tomorrow. It says a Sanders injury appears to be serious.
Yep. Would it not be serious for us? Like, would we think MRI? He's fine. He'll be okay. It's sort of weird. Is it weird? Sweeps. I know.
Just traded for him in fantasy too.
I'll just go to sweeps for a sec because I know, obviously he's not the diehard guy we are when it comes to the Eagles. You know, we all know what his team is. So we'll go. I want to go to him. Like, is this the most injured team in the NFL ever? Like over the last couple of years, like I don't. It just feels like everybody every week.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find, another. We'll always point back to the Super Bowl run and say, "Oh, well, see, it can be done." No kidding, it can.
Oh shit!
He was saying it can be done. Well,
it can be done, but it's almost impossible to win with the amount of injuries we have. I will say, to the poll, I disagree. Strictly because I don't think they're going to fire him right now. I mean, at the end of the season, it's something we could definitely talk about, but they're not going to fire him in season. And we've had so many injuries that it's just so hard. We literally have like a fucking undrafted line out there, pretty much. Jermaine Brown clearly was available because he can't block anyone.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know. I mean, Carson got hit around a lot today. Carson looked good today.
10 minutes in.
Played pretty well.
10 minutes in. In case anybody's keeping score at home. All right, sorry, I'm not cutting Wilson off. He's got a good brain. He's got a good brain. He'll pick up right where he's left off. All right, 5 minutes in. That's number one.
New record.
Might have been 10:40. Might have had 40 seconds in there.
You got to be absolutely shitting me, Fios. Shit me! And of course, it was the time Tom went to me too. Could have been a time here when I was just sitting here thumbing myself. All right, Tom was like, "Let's go to sweeps here. Let's go to sweeps in a hurricane." Let's go to sweeps in a hurricane. I'm out there, get crushed with a hailstorm, and I get knocked off. Unbelievable. Sorry, go ahead, Wilson. My bad.
No, go ahead. Pick up where you left. You remember where you were? It can be done. The Super Bowl can be done with injuries. That's where you were if you want to pick up.
Yes. It was just, listen, every year, there's years where it's magical. You know what I mean? So, up until, it was that year where it was they were captains of every position went out. You know what I mean? So, but there's, they had other pieces. You know what I mean? It was the next man up theory, which is, everybody's mantra. I get that. You know what I mean? But and it was a great year. You know what I mean? So when Wentz got hurt, they were rolling. They were already set up for the 1 seed. Had a very capable backup. A system guy that knows the system, was able to, take the keys and finish it off. You know what I mean? And then there was along the way, some great stops. The defense, got stronger. Obviously, there is no chapter, without that Falcon stop at the 1 yard line. You know what I mean? So just you need, when you're trying to win championships, you need things, everything, to fall in place. You know what I mean? So unless you're the Patriots, all right, and even them, and even they need things to fall in place. They need the Seahawks to throw from the 1 yard line. You know what I mean? So, everybody needs their, needs their luck, needs luck involved. You know what I mean? But I would say, back to Tommy's question, yes, I would say yes. You know what I mean? So, as a guy that doesn't, bleed green like you guys, it's tough to watch in this area. You know what I mean? It's huge injury after huge injury. You know what I mean? You're talking about, three thirds or whatever, three quarters of their offensive linemen. Another running back out today, 2 tight ends, whatever wide receivers, however you want to put those guys in order. You know what I mean? Here, so what do you use out 3 of his top receivers again? You know what I mean? So it's really,
everybody's fucking hurt.
It's really it's really remarkable. And like I said, it really is. What 11 did today was, I know the result wasn't what everybody wanted. You know what I mean? So it only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. I get that, but that's a hell of an effort, picking himself off the turf all day, and just continuing the battle. So I was impressed with that. But to the Howie question, I'll be real quick. I would say, I haven't liked Howie for a long time as an outsider looking in, so I know what Tom's saying from the draft perspective. Absolutely, it's been an abomination. You know what I mean? But to Tom's point and Willie's point, you know what I mean? Like they're injured. So you just asked me the question about them being injured. You had them, Tommy, and a lot of people as an 11-12 win team. So there must have been in your eyes and those other people's eyes, there must have been good enough until the injuries, right? Or you know what I mean? Because if you had him at a 4-win team, then you say, hey, listen, this guy's done a terrible job, and we're just not good enough. We don't have the personnel. You know what I mean? So
some of it's the homer hat that I'll go 11 wins regardless. That's just how I operate. Some of it's that, but some of it is, hey, maybe not so much fired, just back in the closet. I mean, that's sort of where I stand on it. Like, I got to take some control away on draft day, and that's sort of where I'll meet in the middle. And I sort of felt like I did at the end of everything I said was that I sort of felt like I was meeting in the middle where, like, I agree with what all you guys are going to say. Like, hey, I just need to take the draft away from you in some fashion. Like, I need to allow you to be good at what you're good at. And
bring a guy in that's specifically good at the draft. You know what I mean? Like a guy that's got a history of being good at the draft.
Well, we thought we did. He went and got a general manager's job, and we still weren't, like, hitting on all cylinders when we had him in the house. Because I still feel like that, full control, because it's in his contract, is to Howie Roseman. I mean, that's in his contract. Full control over player personnel. So, at the end of the day, the shoe drops with him on draft day. And that's fine. It's fine. I just need to take it away. And that's where I stand. Sort of meet in the middle of it where, like, I haven't liked him for a while. I liked him, again, what he does. I feel like he's good in trades. He's good. He's good in free agency. And he's always been good up with the cap up until, obviously, what we're about to see this year coming up. So that's why I think the drafts are really going to matter. And listen, with this year's draft, we can't confirm or deny hits or misses yet, right? Last year's draft, we can start to say, okay, right? But this year's, we don't even know what Andre Dillard is the 1 year. We don't even know what we have there. You know what I mean? So we have guys that are, because another injury. So, something like I know Brink said, when you're talking about the owner of the football team, you got to figure out how your guys are getting banged up year in, year out. And I agree with everybody on that. I mean, nobody's more banged up than us. So
yeah, I don't know how you can combat that. Like, what can you combat about guys? It's it's like we always say, Tommy. It's 100% injury league. The NFL. It's a hard game. Guys get hurt. Ours has been outstandingly high for a couple of years now. I don't know. I mean, just incredibly unlucky. I don't know what the fuck how you can fix that. But I'm going to disagree to Howie being fired, but I do think that I would agree with him. The draft day, like maybe a little less power on draft day. Maybe somebody else that's better at drafting or has a better history of drafting guys comes in there. But for now, I'd rather just talk about the play on the field because they're not going to fire Howie. So I like the resiliency I saw today. I thought Carson played great today. I thought the defense played pretty well today.
That's what we're going to get to. We're just
I'm getting to it now.
Okay, well, we got one more person to answer the poll. So how about you allow us to get through the first thing, Howie Hero, or should I say Brian Hero?
Well, Swoops was talking about it too there, Tommy Hero. So fucking go ahead.
I just didn't want you to go too far.
Everybody else can talk about anything.
Now you want to talk about the game today.
Yeah, I know how you are.
No, we tried to say about, hey, let's talk about the game on the field next week, and you shot it down. So I just came in with an audio saying, hey, should this guy be fired? And now we're looking at the poll.
I was the one that said the next week. The fuck are you talking about? Get your head out of your ass.
You don't even know what to say.
No shit.
You didn't want to talk about Thursday
yet. Moron. No, I was the one that gave the poll for Thursday. Idiot. Fucking grow up.
What did you say? I don't know if we want to talk about Thursday.
No, that's what I said. I said we should talk about Thursday because it's not really a good poll question about today, is what I said.
The poll question was about Thursday originally.
That's what was my question.
Oh, my God. You're a mess. All right.
You're a mess. You're completely wrong right now.
Then why did you
Speak the fuck up, Greg. Tell him he's wrong, please.
Oh, tell him he's wrong. Tell Daddy to tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, because Greg's in your little nest now. He's afraid to say anything. You got like fucking you put little clamps on him. Greg's afraid to say anything. He's like a little baby in the nest. I'm fucking real. I can't believe you're gonna get me fired up over nonsense. Unfucking real.
You all right?
But anyway, it's gonna be a good show now. Let's get going. Let's keep it going.
I'm here to motivate, Wills. I'm here to motivate. Go ahead, Greg. And then back to Wills after you, Greg, so he can finish. Because I don't want.
We're good. Go ahead.
You're good for the next hour 30. Good to have you. All right.
I know you want to talk. Keep talking.
No, I'm here to talk. I'm here to talk.
I come on to talk. Talk up. You're good.
Yeah, I know. That's why I come on to talk. Here I am.
Keep it going.
Go ahead, Greg.
No, I disagree. I'm sorry. I completely agree to the poll. It's time for him to go. I do agree that it's probably not happening now, but I would absolutely fire him now. I know we're hurt and I know we're banged up, but the lack of talent on this roster from top to bottom is completely on him. It's not like he's just missed on one draft. He's missed on multiple drafts. He's missed on, and as it's playing out now, we realize that 2017, 2018 was the anomaly, right? Everything he did in that year worked, and that's great. We'll take it. But everything, even free agent signings, and now as we're running up into the cap hell, you know, we always said, oh, he's decent in free agent signings. He's decent. We're good with trades, and he's good with the cap. But now we're up against it because finally we're getting to that point where we have to all hell getting ready to break loose anyway. So I'm absolutely done with him. I was never a fan, but obviously you got to give him 2017, 2018 because it happened, right? And you can't take that away. But I was never a fan of Howie even before that. So I'm absolutely agree.
Greg, my question to you would be, you're saying there's no talent, but all of our talent is hurt right now, though. So, I mean, we do actually have decent talent. You had him as an 11-win team. So how would you say there's no talent?
I didn't have him. I had him in a 9-win team.
Okay, either way, you had him over 500. I just think it's tough to judge now. I mean, you can judge on the
wide receiver talent's aging, right? The wide receiver talent's aging. And then unknown.
Completely aging, yes. And unknown, but looks like
we might have hit something in unknown.
We might have hit something in Fulgham, looks like.
You
don't get credit for that. You don't get credit.
I'm not saying. I'm saying someone's got to get credit for it.
Yeah. No. The 2 teams before him who cut him. I mean, come on, everybody cut. That's getting
okay, but you still got to give some credit.
No. That's more like. Listen, we're talking about the draft. We're talking about draft day. They did not draft them. When we talk about Howie Roseman, let's keep it.
I agree, but he still got him.
Which he addressed. Doesn't matter if we don't like it or not. We didn't want to go there. I'm just saying, right? So we're all in agreement.
I said that about it. That he did do that. He did. Yeah, he did a great deal. We don't know.
We didn't want to go there. We didn't. That wasn't our guy. That wasn't our cup of tea. All right. But he went there. So I mean, like I said, like, as much as it doesn't look great now because the dude's not on the field. He's not playing. You know what I mean? So, and I don't know if they think he's going to be Tyreek Hill or not.
The Rager is big.
I have no idea.
We're missing him huge for sure. The Rager's big time because and Hurts. I mean, I wouldn't have taken Hurts where we took him. I know, obviously, he made a couple nice plays today. And he's getting some gadget plays, but again, we could have drafted a guy that could really help us there.
Especially if you're win now. You draft a quarterback of the future if you're a shit team or a shit organization. You don't draft a gadget guy there or a project guy there if you're a team that's winning now and the window's closing. You know what I mean? As you can see with all these injuries and some of these guys getting older. You know what I mean? It's like, every year should be go time. You know what I mean? Like, unless they're going to completely blow it up and start over, which, they're not going to do that. The O-line is definitely.
That's what I was saying about this year. Was like this year is like such an unknown because we don't know what any of these guys are yet. We got to let that play out. Like the closest draft we can go to sort of start to we can sort of look at last year's, but that's really the most you can do. You really got to let drafts play out a little bit and allow them like 3 years to sort of see what you got, right? After each draft, right? You almost have to look at each draft like that. So this year, did he go out and like I was talking about earlier? I mean, he went out and addressed it. Absolutely. I mean, after the first round, he waited to address it to the 5th, but he still made an effort to draft 3 wide receivers. You know what I mean? Which I didn't even think he would do that. So he still made the effort to draft 3. So I'll clap my hands to the effort being there. You know what I mean? Like at least you're trying. I just don't trust the guy that's ever picking him, but. We can get more into what's on the football field outside of injuries and outside of everything else. I mean, I don't know what.
I'm actually kind of I mean, it's weird to say this after a loss, but I'm kind of intrigued with the way that we played today. We did play hard. We battled. Carson has a little thing going with Fulgham. I mean, obviously, if Miles' injury is serious, that sucks. But the defense played pretty well today, actually. I know they scored a lot of points, but they didn't really do a whole lot. We still turned the ball over. And if we just catch the fucking football, we probably win the game today.
Real quick, Philly guy says you just can't talk draft. You're not going to bring up the fact that he brought in Slay. You have to look at entirety. Who says we're in win now? He said earlier this offseason the goal was to get younger. Well, I never once overlooked anything he did in free agency. If you've been listening the whole time, I mentioned Me personally, I think I covered it all in terms of that he's done a good job in free agency. He's done a good job in trades. He's done a good job with them things. He's done a good job up until this year with the cap. He just hasn't done a good job on draft day. Well, which that matters. That matters when you're talking about getting younger. All right, like that's why
matters the cap too.
So what do you consider winning now? Not you, Philly guy. You know what I mean? So you think they're a bad organization? So explain that. I love the question mark. All right, and I love the question. You know what I mean? But so you don't. What do you think? It's easy to say now they're a 4-win team because they're 1-4-1. But going into the season with that, with that title you got there, I feel like you bleed green. So I really doubt that you don't think that they were going to win this year or I don't know.
Exactly, Sweeps. I'm right with you. First off, you can never say that it's not win now mode. Everyone should be in win now mode. The fucking league switches every year.
Absolutely.
Guys go from bad to good every year. You should always be in win now mode. So I don't know what that question is. That makes nonsense to me. So you should constantly be in win now
mode. Especially when you factor in the cap hell that we're in next year. So we're going to cut so much of salary of some of these older guys and these high priced guys potentially because we're in cap hell. So this was your last shot to do it with your veterans and your team and your core that you had built this team around for now.
And how about this, Greg?
That would be must win.
Yeah, or I thought I'd be in win now mode when I give a quarterback $100 million. That sort of to me is always I'm in win now, not must win. I'm sorry, I'm in win now mode. You know what I mean? Like that's win now mode automatically. I gave my franchise quarterback $100 million. That puts me in win now mode. And up against, like you said, up against the cap next year, obviously puts you in win now mode. And I think we all agreed. And at least I know I talked about it a lot this offseason, and I'm sure you guys mentioned it a bunch too. Like we're so up against it next year that would put you in an all-in right now. Not the opposite. Like you would go all-in because what you're up against next year, and you're looking at a lot of veterans that could be moving away from this football team that've been here for a while.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you can't get young, you can't get better, can't get younger if you don't draft well. And that's that. But let's, recapping, what Wilson was going to get to, or what we saw today, is, I think we all saw Carson battle, but I don't know where, I don't know. I mean, you say you're encouraged by today. I need to ask you
just the second half, really,
because of all the injuries. That's why I'm encouraged for what? Like, what are you encouraged for moving forward?
Well, because the division stinks and someone has to make the playoffs. And I know it doesn't look good for us, but you never know. You can get firing. We got to win the next 2 games. I mean, that's any way you want to slice it. We got the Giants and Dallas coming up, and we got to win those games. And if we do that, we're right back in the chance to win the division. And I don't care what anyone says. I still want to watch playoff football. If we can get to the playoffs, I'm happy. I'll always believe we can make a run. Okay, I'm that guy.
No, that's fine. I want to make a run too. It's just the injuries, just have made it hard for me to believe now. Like I'm so in on 11, and he's special to me. And if he had legitimate weapons, I think he'd be lighting the world on fire.
At some point, someone's going to come back for us, right? It has to.
Maybe we thought that last year about Deshaun. But yeah.
I'm not counting on him. But like Reagor and Alshon, at some point, right? Somebody.
I would say I was with this organization.
Can I get a receiver? Somebody. But I feel like the Pulp Fiction meme.
I agree with you. Like as long as 11's playing, I always feel like we have a chance in football games. So I'll always say, listen, I still think we can win this division, even though the division stinks. And I said it the last week. That's why you can tell we've been boys forever. Is that like nerds talk about April? Like I'm always trying to make the playoffs. I don't care if I make the playoffs with 2 fucking wins.
I don't care.
This team,
they don't go 5-9-2. I don't care.
2-15-1 or whatever it is.
2-14-1.
There you go. I can't add right.
If we get in,
you get a home game. Right? I mean, come on. That's how can you be mad at?
Probably have fans by then.
How can you be mad at that?
At least a lot of them.
Marquise, that's a good point though. Like if they did get healthy and like snuck in here, if they got healthy and snuck in, I wouldn't want to see them. Like I'm just saying because that's the team we thought they would be. So of course I'm going to say I wouldn't want to see us. Like it's not about our defense.
Plus, I want to see Carson in the playoffs. God, knock on wood, please.
And Stick says every single fucking year playoffs. Of course. I mean, anybody talking about April is just, too much up into the nerd talk to me.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't even care about the draft until the season.
There's a guy I really like in the second round. Shut up, nerd.
Yeah, but
You're worried about fucking playing games.
Yeah, and guess what? Your GM's not going to like him. He's proved that to us. Your GM's not going to like him. Well, I mean, he proved that. Maybe he did cater to the nerds this year because he took Jalen Reagor in the first round. So a lot of people are high on him. But regardless, I don't know if he can't play yet, But what's discouraging about it, guys, is everybody else can. Every other wide receiver drafted can. That's what makes me scared. Like, now we got who can't.
Are Chucks and B West on the outs after today? That's what I want to know. I seen B West was uncomplimentary to Chuck's boyfriend, Jalen.
Jim, how do you go out?
I don't know how that's going to go. I don't know how it's going to go.
Yeah, how do you do it now, Jim?
How do you do it now, brother?
We completely agree. But how do you do it now? I mean, that's why you were supposed to, and I get it. I know that's one of the injuries, but that's where Andre Dillard last year kills you because you went out and you addressed it, but now he's hurt. It looks like you might have struck gold with Mailata. He's actually playing pretty decent.
Yeah,
but again, now you lose Driscoll again this week. So you only have so many options at offensive line, especially with how banged up we are.
Well, one other question for you guys. Outside of Carson today, who else are you encouraged by? Because we're going to talk about some play on the field, obviously. Who are you encouraged by?
Fulgham for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And guess what? Our D-line, listen, and we said this, 2 weeks ago, we were talking about it, but our D-line, which is the healthiest part of our football team, needs to be dominant every week because they're the only ones that are healthy. And the D-line played good again today.
And they were really good today. Malik and Fletcher were all over the place.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to need moving forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I anticipated the drop in Fulgham, right, because of that secondary. But then as the offense started clicking in that second half, he obviously started to show himself again. He got that pass interference call, which, hey, it was what it was. And then he ended up catching that touchdown. So, when we were leading up to this game, we kind of wanted to see more of a, sample size for Fulgham. And you're saying 75 and a touchy against that secondary. I'm good. That's good. Now let's see it again. Let's see you now dominate a giant secondary that we should be able to dominate.
The most important thing to me, Greg. Sorry.
No, you're good.
The most important thing to me with Fulgham is it's a guy that when you see he's out there like actually going up for the football, fighting for the ball. Like how many guys do we see, we're so used to Aguilar and JJ and J Jaw and these fucking guys just like running like this while the DB jumps up and like this guy's going and attacking the football. That's what I need to see. That's what I want to see. And that's what gets me encouraged about this kid is that maybe we struck a little gold here with this kid. And obviously him and Carson can continue to grow. And I mean, I would love Miles to be healthy because Miles has had some explosive plays last couple weeks. But if he's going to be hurt, then we're going to really be hurting. And we're going to really have to count on Carson more. So hopefully he does get this chemistry with this Fulgham kid going. And then maybe Zach Ertz can show the fuck up at some point this year. We'll see.
Real quick.
Go ahead, bro.
No, I just want to read this all before I forget about it. Dylan Saxon says, so do you take back what you said about Fulgham? I didn't say anything about him. I just said I wouldn't be creating T-shirts 2 weeks after a practice squad guy has 2 solid games, right? I'm just not there in terms of T-shirts being made for a guy. I want to see a body of work. I never said he didn't look like he could play. I never said that like he doesn't have the catch radius that Carson likes. He can't go up for balls. I never disagreed with any of that. I just wouldn't be going and making T-shirts. So I don't have to take back anything. I knew this was going to start happening. I don't have to take back anything because I didn't say anything bad about him. I didn't say he couldn't play. I didn't say he stinks. I just said, can we just allow a process to happen before we crown? That's all I said. If there's something wrong with that, riddle me what I said and stop listening to them idiots over there. All right, that's all I have to say. So I don't take anything back. I didn't say anything wrong. Sweeps, go ahead.
2-0 by the way.
I was just gonna say, like, he just seems hungry, and obviously, like an undrafted guy, practice squad guy, you should be like that. But as we see in most professional sports, excuse me, that passion and that desire isn't always there. You know what I mean? Guys are just trying to get paid or whatever else they want to do, and that work ethic, you don't see that work ethic in a lot of young guys, and they just expect to go out there and then hope things happen naturally. You know what I mean? Like you got to go take what's yours. You know what I mean? He's got an opportunity right now. It looks like all he ever wanted was an opportunity. He's gotten one here. least the last couple weeks, because there's nobody dressed, right? So the dude got an opportunity, and he's making the best of it. And it might only be 3 weeks, but I love what I see, and I love the dude's effort. Like Willie said, he's going up in traffic, and that tells me that's a guy that's hungry. That's a guy that wants to win, and that's a tough kid. And I can roll with those guys all day. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
I got no time for divas that dance around on their tippy toes and want to run go patterns and with no knee pads or no thigh pads. You know what I mean? I got no time for that.
right with you. I like guys that are hungry, like you were saying. I love hungry dogs. we made a whole run off of hungry dogs. So I love guys that got to fight their way in. Doesn't mean every one of them guys are going to be good. He has the advantage of being a big target, and he has an advantage of playing with a quarterback who loves big targets. Like his best year was with Alshon. 2017. I mean, he lit it up with Alshon. They were the best of buds then before Josina, right? You know what I mean? They were best of buds. It was a swing party, and because Alshon went up for a lot of balls, and because Carson, guys, I think you guys know that before this year, he didn't turn the football over a lot in terms of interceptions because he had guys that went up for balls. This year, you could tell like he didn't have anybody who would go for a football or that he trusted. And I think once he got a little trust with him, you're seeing the chemistry build because you got to start trusting somebody. I mean, my Lord. So he's starting to trust them, and good for the kid. Like, I want the kid to be good. You kidding me? Everybody thinks like I'm against him being good. I'm against Jalen Reagor being good. I want everybody to be good. All right. I just not in the business of like crowning early. I've been hurt too many times. Have we not been hurt too many times?
You're a realist.
Like
by this guy drafted, we've been hurt so many times.
Yeah. I mean, guys wanted Boston Scott t-shirts last year. I said, pump your brakes. Like, let's see a little bit more. And everybody got mad at me. And now we're here seeing more or less because they don't trust them or they can't run the ball because they have no offensive line. Like, people are like, how's Doug not running anymore? Well, I mean, it's interchanging parts. Listen, in today's NFL, it's almost scheme-wise easier just to pass block. And I know nobody wants to agree with that, scheme-wise. Because a lot of these running schemes are difficult. So when you're averaging like 2 yards a carry outside of Miles breaking one, it's hard to run the football. And when you're playing from behind, right, the last 2 weeks for sure, and the Cincinnati game as well, that you play behind in, you're playing catch-up in every game. And the last 2 weeks, not catch-up by a little bit. Like catch-up where you have to, catch
up by we think the game's over at halftime.
Yeah, so it's just I don't know what I'll blame Doug for the 2-point conversion today because I texted. I think I was talking to Greg at the time, and I'm like, I said, "What's the need?" And then we were talking about. I was like, "So what does he think he's going to hold in the 17? The 2-point conversion is going to come back and pay off when they kick a field goal for the win." I mean, have a feel for the game, have a feel for your defense, have a feel for their offense, have a feel for your own offense, have a feel for it all. And I'm not one to say like I love the aggressiveness, dude. Go for 2, enjoy yourself, whatever you want to do. But if you're going to go for 2 in that situation. Now, let's say you don't make the first one, which you should never went for anyway. Then let's take us to the second one. My quarterback is rolling right there. Rolling.
Well, the fourth one, the second missed one, right?
Yeah, the second missed one. We'll go to that one because the first one already happened. We don't got time machine talks. All right, I would have never went for it. I think you guys would have never went for it as well. We don't need to like.
We were in the same position though at the end because we ended up really with 28 points and 4 touchdowns. Because we ended up making 2, but I hear you.
Okay, so you have to go.
No. Wilson's right, but here's where you're not wrong.
But I hate the 2-point conversion.
Sorry. Yeah, Greg Ward caught the other one. I missed that one. You're right. You're right, guys. You're right. Okay. Yeah, so Greg caught the second one,
and
right?
And Arcega Whiteside caught one.
And he caught one. Okay, I didn't even know they went.
No, that's right. Well, that's my point. My point is it evened out because they got it back, right? But where it comes into play is now this is the 4th time that the Ravens saw a 2-point play. And they didn't fall for it. You don't need to go for it. I mean, it's supposed to be deception, and it's supposed to be an element of surprise. And you got 2-point plays. Hey, if we need it, hey, we got to go for 2. We need 2 here. What are we going to run? Instead, you wasted one. You wasted one in a 17-6 game because you think you're smarter than everybody, or the nerds tapped you on the shoulder. You'll never convince me. Don't make any sense, right? And then, like you said, you got it back.
I hate it.
You chased points. You got it back. To make it, to get back to 14, but that was another 2-point play that the Ravens saw. The Ravens kept seeing everything you had, and then when the game's on the line, 30-28, terrible play call. But the Ravens, they weren't fooled.
No, and listen, Sleeps, you're right because I was on the baseball field. I'm not trying to make excuses for myself, but I missed a couple of these extra 2-point conversions.
I just go for it like they're giving away at ShopRite. Like they're giving away at ShopRite. Here you go. There's a 2-pointer. There's a 2-pointer.
But at the end, if we're just going to talk about the last one real quick, the last one, like I got to have that ball.
Terrible play call.
That's the one I can be critical of. And I'm not Mr. Critical of Doug, but I will when I see something that deserves to be critical of. Your quarterback's rolling right there. Like, even if you get it, I still don't like the play call. Right? Like, even if you get it, I don't like the design of the play. Like, we're RPOing with Boston Scott.
With Boston Scott.
Yeah, what are we doing? Is this real life? So how about I get the ball in 11's hands and let him make a play like he's made for me the whole second half? How about that? Or, and listen, this is my takeaway there. Like, I hammered Doug for a second, and then I'm also going to point some fingers. Okay, Miles Sanders, you got to catch touchdown passes. Okay, it's not hard. It's not a hard catch. That's an easy catch. All right, MVPs catch that with their face mask. You understand? Or they catch it with their pinky. Like they literally, like MVPs that you want to talk about being, catch it with their pinky, or they can even catch it one-handed. I need you to catch it. Fine. Okay, I'm not going to crush you. Guys drop balls sometimes. Oh, too easy. Jake Elliott.
It's got to be caught.
Got to be caught. Jake Elliott, I need you to make field goals in this league. Okay, I just paid you $21 million. Another indictment, it looks like, on my general manager, because everybody else kicks him from 50, and this guy literally, I mean, Justin Tucker. I know he's one of the best kickers in football, but it's like right down the pipe. Yeah, like right down the pipe. Fine. Can I leave? You don't have to be right down the pipe. You can make it interesting where it even like hits off the inside of the upright and goes in. Fine. Okay? But you can't even do that. You're continuously missing big kicks that are coming back to haunt this football team 2 weeks in a row now. And you can go back further than that. It used to be struggling inside 35. Now he struggles everywhere. And I was like, okay, he's struggling inside 35, but he's always making like 45-yarders, 50-yarders. He did that throughout so far his career. And now it's like, whoa, did this guy forget how to kick too? I mean, everything's like just everything that can go wrong. I feel like we're living Groundhog's Day year in, year out for the Eagles a little bit, or game in, game out this year. Like anything that can go wrong goes wrong. And then you end up losing by 2 points. And you're like, oh, dude, you kick the field goal. You make that. You catch wide open touchdown passes. You win this football game.
You kick the field goal when it's 4th and 1 instead of getting stuffed.
Listen, my quarterback has made that all year, so I'm not going to be. You're playing.
No, I hear you, but I got more. I agree with everything you said, but I'm actually going to put even more on Doug because I think Doug fucked this game up. Then also 9 minutes and 40 seconds left, and we're going for it on our own 30 on 4th and 5. Doug, punt the football. This ain't Madden, dude. The fuck you doing? You gave them 3 more points. 3 more points that we would have won the game if they didn't have. So what are we doing? What are you doing? I don't know. I used to love aggressive Doug, but he's going too far right now. 4th and 5 with the fucking make a wish fucking offensive line that we got. What the fuck are we doing? What are we doing?
I don't mind the 4th and 1 sneak with Carson because
I'm okay with that because I would have went for that too. I agree. But the 4th and 5 on your own 30 with 10 minutes left, you can't go for it. I'm sorry. You can't go for it.
Completely agree with Wells. I'll agree with that one. You know what I mean? Absolutely. I can't run from that being just 2 balls. He like, where was the sack in the Cincinnati game? Are you trying to make up for something? It's like you're making up for it by buying a big truck. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Like the Viagra ain't working.
7 games later.
Viagra ain't working. Nothing gets you hard. So it's like, you know what? I got to make up for it, man. I'm going to go buy this supersized truck that I've been always wanting with the 42-inch wheels. Like, I got to look.
It has like the little balls hanging in the back, too. Oh, go. You're so tough, guy.
Yeah. Nut. You know the guy. And I love trucks, by the way. Trucks are great. I'm talking supersized. Understand what I'm talking about. Supersized trucks.
F-350s and bigger. Yeah, we got you.
Yeah.
Monster trucks! Step into a Slim Jim, dummy!
Damn, I guess we should cancel my order.
No, I mean, if you get a nice truck, nice trucks are great. But we start supersizing tires, they're the small you know what guys. You know what I mean? Or it just doesn't work. Either one of the two, and it feels like that with Cincinnati was like, whoa. This dude don't get rock solid as soon as we touch it? Like, when did that happen? Right? That's what Cincinnati felt like. I'm sorry to make it.
Yeah, I didn't know where you're. Yeah, where were you going?
You really went off the edge there, Al.
I'm right on. I'm still. No, listen. There's nothing goes off the edge on this show. What I'm saying is, like, usually that thing's always rock solid. We always call him big balls Doug, right? It was big balls forever. Look at the wheelbarrow. All the memes of the wheelbarrow, right? Like, it's almost like he lost it and then said, "Hold on, let me show you. I still have it." And that's where all the extra aggressiveness is coming from. I feel like, or it's just and he got scared, or his analytical junkies told him to punt. against Cincinnati, right? I mean, that's the only other thing is analytical. I feel like the analytical geeks make all these calls. Not even him.
Maybe it was Roseman. Doug, we're going to need you to punt.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised at this point. The stuff I've heard this week, if he's not ringing the phone in the mic like, yo, Doug, we're going to need to get this guy off the field. And by the way, every fourth down from here on out, we're going to need to go for it. And, hold on, 17-6. Yeah, go for 2, Doug. Go for 2. We're going to go for
17-6, third quarter, go for 2. That's good.
Go for 3 more of them after this. So just prepare yourself. Hold on, Doug. We're coming in for a landing. Like I feel like it's like I can see it. You could convince me in the Howie Roseman like is almost old Jerry Jones, like 90s Jerry. He's just on the field the whole game, just hanging out. I feel like he's half coaching. Except he owned the team.
Yep. 2017, he went from a baby's arm to like Mr. Chow now. So he's like Mr.
So long, gay boys.
Let's get some of the comments. Tom Leonhardt, not proud at all the consistent failure. Either you win or lose. They lost. Yeah, I'm not proud of anything in losses though. I don't know.
I'm proud.
No, we
We battled today. You take a little something from a battle against a team that's better than you. Let's put it out there. The Baltimore Ravens are a better football team than we are right now, especially with how injured we are.
Cap's button works.
Yeah, it's good to know. I blame Doug for always going for 2 instead of going for the extra point. Yeah, like I said, sometimes it's just
fucking hate the unnecessary 2-point conversion. It's all over the NFL. How about Ron Rivera today? I mean, I understand you guys big play to tie it up, and then you go for 2.
Love it.
I don't know. Sweeps. I feel like you're the better team though.
I'm
you
1-4.
The Giants.
I know, but I don't.
You know
care.
what I mean?
That's
you put it on one play then. The Giants.
I'm 1-4 too now.
Washington was going for the division lead with that play.
Hey guys, we're 1-4 too now. That's fun. Didn't think I'd be saying that. And we're not even at the hard part of our schedule per se, which is glorious. So,
glorious.
I'm sorry to the other commenter. We were just looking for some positives to try to build upon. Hopefully, I mean nobody wants to say season's over right now because it's not really, but it is. But it's not. It's not. But it is. But it's not. I mean. That's how it feels. Like you lose, and you're like, hey, it's over again. They look at the standings, like, yeah, we're still in it.
That was kind of like this game. Like, I completely agree. Second half, they battled, they played well, but like, it was more or less the Ravens just continuing to screw themselves with penalties. I mean, they had 12 for 130 yards, and so it's like the game stayed closer than really it felt like. And Gannon was a shot, but you can't take anything away from what Carson did down that stretch in that fourth quarter. He absolutely nutted up, and he played like he did at the back half of last year, where he was making. I mean, who was 81 that caught that touchdown? It felt like he was open for 7 minutes.
Who, Crumbs?
Yeah, he felt like he was sitting in that corner pylon for 10 minutes waiting for Carson to see him, and he's like, "Oh, we have an 81 on our team. All right, I'll throw him the ball."
Crisscross will make you jump. No, I hear you. It didn't, it obviously had that feel to it, you know what I mean? But, self-inflicted stuff happens all over this league, you know what I mean? So that's shame on the Ravens, when you don't put a team away, when you don't put a wounded animal away, that's what happens, you know what I mean? So would have loved to see, a better 2-point play there and tie that up and then find a way to, to smack them on the nose like a bad dog, roll up the newspaper and say, that's what you get. That's what you get right on your nose. All right.
Yeah.
Kicking around.
I know. Will, what you said earlier about the defense, outside of Lamar's runs, they stopped the run all day.
He's been stopping the run.
The running backs,
the
running backs
has played well.
Do anything, and then just you get Lamar, you get those gashes from Lamar that just killed you.
Yeah, I mean he's going to have a couple of them.
The
one for the touchdown was a killer.
He just
to me, I feel like whenever you play a quarterback that's going to run a lot, especially Lamar Jackson, who's probably the best at it in the league right now. Whenever they do that little, the RPO, whenever they do it, just hit the quarterback. Just hit him every time. I don't care. Let the running back get 7 yards. Hit him. And what Josh Sweat, who had a good game today and has been playing well, 2 different times on the long TD run by Lamar, he could have just hit Lamar. Instead, he went to the running back. Just hit the quarterback. They'll stop doing the play if you start hitting the quarterback hard. Trust me.
No, that's true. John, nobody, what do we need to wake up about? I mean, the division dictates you're still in it. So we're not talking about Super Bowl. So I don't know, like, where you're getting this. We're just saying the season's not over because the division dictates it's not over. That's just like
it's
the way
week 6. It's week 6, John. So if you want to stop watching, and go to the pumpkin patch or whatever on Sundays, have fun. I'm gonna be watching.
Pumpkin patch.
Okay, yeah, go get some fucking strudel. I'm sure there's an apple orchard somewhere. You can get some cider. Have fun. Make a whole day of it.
Greg,
I'll
when
be watching football.
Yeah, well, me too. I know the other two guys below us are. Greg, any word on that? Is that after? That's obviously after the bye? So
I'll look it up now.
I wasn't sure if it was 8 weeks. I forget what they said because they
6
had
to 8, I think, right?
Yeah,
6 to 8.
So he's still a little ways.
It's been
3
or 4, right? It's been 3.
Look, man, he might be. I would say like week 10 if I had to guess.
Actually, it says article from the Eagles Wire says Dallas Goedert and Jalen Reagor are both eligible to come off the injured list for the Birds Thursday night game versus the Giants.
Yeah,
Goddard fractured an ankle week 3, and Reagor got the UCL week 2. Because of
practiced
the new,
at all though,
I don't think so. No. But because of the new rules, I don't think the IR is season ending anymore. You can go in like 3-game blocks.
Yeah, it's 3 weeks. Yeah, it's 3 weeks.
So that would put them both potentially able to play this coming week.
Yeah, I don't think they will, but that's good to know, though.
Well, Billy, who's going to be our running back? This is why we bitched and moaned for 6 months about finding another backup or maybe drafting one. I don't know. I mean, everybody wanted to act like, running backs don't get hurt in this league and that, we had the next coming of Barry Sanders. And I like Miles Sanders a lot. And I'm not trying to take shots at him, but the injury rate on this football team is 200%. You know what I mean? So if you're not thinking one step ahead, you did yourself a disservice here. And you thought that Boston Scott and Corey Clement were better backs than they were, or whatever the case may be. And this is where we're at. So they're your 2 running backs, and whoever they bring off, were they carrying 4 today anyway?
Yeah, Jason Huntley.
Okay,
yeah,
so
we got a Huntley in there. We got a Huntley.
They're your 3. Whoop-de-doo. And guess what?
I mean, obviously, we're going to have to see a lot more of what happened at the end of the year last year, which would be, I would think, a lot of screens, a lot of draws. You can't really just run Boston Scott through the tackles like you would run Miles Sanders because he's just not that kind of back. So, I mean, I would assume Boston Scott's going to get a lot of burn.
Guys, before we this, we'll give a little preview. We'll give a little preview to Thursday night. Anybody defensively out of the linebackers stand out at all to you today? I know a lot of these other younger guys were getting some run. There was a Davion Taylor sighting of another guy catching a ball on our linebackers, but that doesn't matter.
And probably into the kicker.
Yeah, I mean, look good in the uniform, though. I mean, really dressed the part. Dressed the part, so that's exciting.
The white kid Singleton's been playing pretty well, I feel like. But the D-line's been playing so well that you would hope the linebackers could at least do something. Who is it, Bradley, the Temple rookie?
Yeah.
The rookie had a nice hit today, popped somebody. Kayvon Wallace went down, though, so that's a rookie going down. But, yeah, I mean, I thought there was a couple – the defense played pretty well today. Again, couple turnovers and put them in, short fields. But I'm not going to hate the defense for what they did today. I thought they played pretty well. A tough team, very good team. And the big thing is going to be Thursday. The defense is going to have to come out. Our D-line should dominate this game Thursday. If D-line should dominate this game Thursday, we should score points on this team, and we should dominate the game with on our defensive line. And if that happens, we should beat this team.
Especially since Danny Dimes is their best running back right now.
Yeah.
He's their leading rusher.
They're going to throw the ball every play, probably.
They're one-dimensional, just like we are, apparently, right now.
We aren't apparent. Well, we were a little bit less apparently until Miles went down.
Right, yes.
At least you had the opportunity of somebody breaking one for 60. That was always in the arsenal because that's what he is, electric. When I take my little MVP shots at him, it's just because he said it, not anybody else. You said it. So I'll take my little jabs when I feel like that maybe I need a little bit more, like catching a wide open touchdown. But the ability to break one's always there. So, I mean,
it's nice. Sorry,
no, that's all I had. That's all I had on that.
I was going to say it was nice to see it 2 weeks in a row against good defenses with a patchwork offensive line. It was nice to see those burst, to your point, Tommy. It was nice to see those 2 long runs. Granted, of course, we would have liked to have him finish the run today, or at least not fumble it, because that obviously looks like That looks like that's what hurt him as well.
Yeah,
that looks like the only way JJ can score a touchdown is to fall on an empty ball in an end zone.
Gets him going. It's like hitting. One guy hits, now it's contagious. Now
he was there. Could have blocked the guy. Maybe Miles walks into the end zone and he's still healthy, but
he blocked the guy. He was blocking the guy in front of him. I already watched it because I heard.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure of it.
Zuna got it.
That's the only thing that he does well. Well, says actually that's probably why he's still on the rosters because he does block well in the running game. That's it.
College 2.0.
Here we go. He'd say you'd rather play special teams. You know what I mean? Hey, first time you speak.
I'm waiting for that comment.
I was better. Can I just go back to special teams? I'm not really a wide receiver per se. I like special teams.
Hey, Devonta Freeman is definitely not running for 100 yards on us, Marcus. Come on, dude.
He was joking.
Okay. I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, we should dominate the D-line. Our D-line should dominate that game Thursday, and I'm going to look at them too. That's my pick to click for Thursday. D-line play. Let's go, baby.
We should make the trade for Freeman right now. Just hey Freeman, we'll pick you up. We'll bring a jersey. We'll just on Wednesday, on Thursday, come on to our side of the
line. What's that? Listen, it's always Super Bowl or bust. That's never in question. But you can't get to a Super Bowl unless you get in the dance, and anything can happen in the postseason. So you know what I mean. It's always possible. You get healthier.
Yeah, I mean you can always win. You never know what happens. You get to the playoffs. Got to get to the playoffs.
You never know. So
maybe we get healthy and we start clicking, start playing well. You never know. There's been wild card teams that have won it all. I think a 9-7 Giants team won it all.
What up, Pop?
What up, Pop?
What up, Pop? What up, Billy Gore? Saying what's up.
Billy Boy, what up, Bill?
What's up, everybody saying what's up?
Well, sports, sporty acular. Yeah, the reason D-line, this is a week where you don't get sacks because it's not really a passing attack. But last week.
They do. He hasn't thrown a ball downfield. They do quick hitters. They do a tight end seam, and they run a ball ton.
Last week, yes, Ben did a great job of getting it out of his hands quick to make up for
Ben did a really good job last week. They did a lot of stuff last week to try to slow our D line down.
Absolutely. After the first two possessions. Because what do you know? That's when you're well coached, that's what you do. All right. Wills had a prior engagement last week, so he missed us. But that's what we talked about. You know what I mean? Like when you're well coached, you make adjustments. Their first two possessions last week, the Eagles ate. They sacked Ben once, and they pressured the shit out of him. And then it was bubble screen time, quick crosses, get it out of your hands. That's
a lot of stacked formations, misdirection runs. Yeah,
it's amazing when you actually use your head for something other than a fucking hat rack. But
yeah, well, it's crazy. Is last week I would have been firing Jim Schwartz last Sunday if I was on the show. I'm sure someone else probably mentioned it because I just thought that Jim Schwartz got absolutely just completely outcoached, completely outclassed against Pittsburgh. Then our defense plays pretty well today, and then Doug. Now I'm like, I want to kind of fire Doug after that, which is terrible decisions. Terrible decisions today.
Listen, if they keep up, Wills, you know how I am with this. You know what I mean? I'll support you until I start seeing stuff that trends in the wrong direction, right? I can't put this roster on him, but I will say one thing. It does show that he gets whoever comes to play for him to play. Makes sense? I'll give him that. They always seem to be offensively, like people talk about his play calling, etc., but like they're doing it with nothing and still finding ways to score points against damn good defenses. So I'll give him something there, but I can't run from some of the decision making that has happened this year. It is a little concerning to me, and I am pro Doug, and still pro Doug. I'm just saying if that continues to continue, then I got a bigger issue. You know what I mean? But right now, I'm just going to chalk it up to playing with your backs against the rope the whole time, and just what you're up against, and you're just trying to be aggressive in weird spots because you are up against it. I don't know. I'm just trying to get in his head. That's all.
And wouldn't you like your GM to put you in a position to not have to do that every year? You know what I mean? Wouldn't it be nice to come out and just like dominate from game one as opposed to always dealing with lack of depth, right? And always dealing with the injury bug and then always having to come back. Wouldn't it be nice to kind of not go through it every year?
You can't put the injury bug on the GM though, Greg. I'm sorry. I understand that we're trying to pinpoint something for the injury bug, but I can't put that on Howard. Now, the lack of drafting I'll put on him, absolutely. But
that's all part of it, though. Like, I get it. I get everybody gets hurt.
I mean, we have a ton of guys hurt, Greg. A lot of them are good players.
I get it.
Well,
I get it. A buddy just sent me the proposed depth chart, and only Jason Kelsey and Carson Wentz are left from
everyone's hurt.
Everybody else, right? But you look back, but that also goes. You were banking on Alshon coming back from injury. You were banking on Deshaun, who we know was going to be hurt, right? You didn't address the depth at wide receiver that we were asking for. That us, you know what I mean, who don't know anything.
I mean, we drafted three of them, though. We drafted three, so you would think that we addressed the depth. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate.
I
agree with a lot you're saying.
Back.
I'm just saying we drafted three
projects
wide
in the linebacker position and taken instead of what your football guys and coaches wanted, right? And then you draft a wide receiver, which if everybody else is hit, to Tommy's point, right? If every other wide receiver in the draft right now is looking like a hit, what does that do for us?
Reagor's still a good player. Yeah. I'm not ready to throw Reagor away. He could be a good player.
Maybe they all can play. Maybe it's just one of them drafts where it's like.
Well, John Hightower doesn't look like he can play much. So
unless be able to. He's a 5th round pick.
The injuries are.
They probably didn't want him on the field yet, I would assume.
The injuries are what they are. You know what I mean? Like it's there's really no other explanation unless like you had like an environment where it was so stringent and they were just absolutely back in like it was back in the 80s or 90s where it was full pads every day and we're banging heads and we're going at it like we're playing bull in the ring every day. You know what I mean? Something like that. Where it's like whoa you need to dial it back here. This is crazy. Guys are getting nicked up in practice. And then it's it's carrying over to a game, something like that. I'd be like, okay, but this is just, it's crazy. I mean, there's no other explanation. Obviously, we look to strength and conditioning and all that stuff, but these guys are, for the most part, in the best shape of their lives. You know what I mean? They're playing, a violent sport. You know what I mean? So they're not coming in like, guys from the YMCA, with their high socks.
I worked out for a week and I stopped.
Yeah, with the high socks jacked up and a pack of Marlboro in their back pockets. You know what I mean? And a couple of Tommy's energy drinks. You know what I mean? That's
Heaters and loogies.
That's not how these guys. That's not how these guys roll. You know what I mean? So it's just like, they're phenomenal. They're in phenomenal shape. You know what I mean? It's like. I get winded going to the fridge, but I mean, these guys, I don't, it's just, it's crazy to me. You know what I mean? So yeah, I can't put that on him. I mean, I understand, the depth part and the depth argument. I get that, you know what I mean? But you got to assume every year that your guys are going to stay healthy. You know what I mean?
Like I think our depth is actually pretty good, right? Because we're hanging in there and we're in our 3rd string guys right now. So I would say the depth is playing decently well.
Yeah.
I can't really argue with that.
But I would just like to see some of our starters actually on the fucking field. Like Greg said, there's no one left. No one's left. Our D-line is healthy. That's it. Nobody else is healthy.
No, you're right. I mean, it does. You are right, Wells, to like, okay, it shows that maybe our talent isn't as bad as we were thinking it is. Maybe he isn't as bad of a talent evaluator in certain spots as we think he is. I've always believed that he was a good talent evaluator up front on both sides of the football. And I'll never really put my nose up to that. Like, I feel like he could draft a tackle in the 7th round. He'll be able to get him to play. Right? Like, I've always felt that about this organization and about Howie. So I'll like when they draft tackles, I'm like, yeah, he'll probably be able to play. When they draft like skill position, I'm like, right? When they draft like corners, I'm like, oh, he stinks. Right? They can draft the top corner in the draft. They feel like they did one year with Sidney Jones. Couldn't play here. I don't know why. Go somewhere else. Now he can play. So it's like, it's just
he got hurt today. Shocker.
Yeah, good. Makes me feel better. I like Sidney a lot, but that makes
that's why I posed that question to you, because I said, you know what I mean? Besides the injuries, then you got to keep going down the checklist and ask yourself what the problem is, because if coming into it, you thought they were going to win 11, 12 games, not just you, anybody, any Eagle fan or anybody that was just taking a look at the NFL and making their predictions, you know what I mean? Yep. If they thought, this was going to be a good football team, then what was it? You know what I mean? So what's the issue? Is it injuries? That's glaring. Thanks, Captain Obvious. Joe Buck can tell you that. Right. So then you go from injuries to coaching to the guys that are there aren't performing. So you just keep going down the checklist. You know what I mean?
So unfortunately, we have a combo bag there. Sweep's a little combo platter for us.
Oh, delicious. Yeah.
We're hitting every number right there. It's like it's an old country buffet, and we're wanting a little chicken and a little beef, and possibly a little gravy on both. Let's go. We got everything coming our way. Yeah, so because we definitely have miscues. We're dropping footballs every fucking game, wide open footballs. We're not good enough to drop wide open fucking passes. Mm-hmm. So I don't care that Miles turned the wrong way at first and then had to make it turn back the other way. It hit you directly it would have hit you in your face if it didn't hit your hands. You got to catch the ball. John Hightower, first possession of the game. You got to catch the football.
Should have just kept running to the tunnel.
Catch the football.
Should have just kept running to the tunnel.
And to absolutely. And to piggyback off that, Wills, you're not good enough to fall behind by 17 points.
Exactly.
2 weeks in a row. You know what I mean? Like, I understand in both weeks they came back swinging, and they had a shot in both games. All right, but it takes a lot to keep climbing back up. You know what I mean? Because you got to absolutely throw up a goose egg in order to overtake that other team. You know what I mean? It's just, and that's hard to do. Especially when you don't especially when you don't punt in your own zone.
Yeah,
you don't punt in your own zone. You gave him 3. You gave him 3.
Like the margin for error becomes 0 when you give other teams a 2 touchdown lead off the bat. You have no margin for error then.
Especially when you're up against it. Like, you already are up against it offensively. You're like offensively challenged, right? Yep. Like, coming into every week right now, you're offensively challenged in skill positions and on your offensive line. The only place you're not is center and Carson. So every week you're coming in up against it. And then you're giving lead, like you guys are saying, then you're up against a 14-0, 17-0. I mean, it's almost insurmountable. Like, you almost put yourself in spots because you don't have the firepower to fully come back. We've seen it now 2 weeks in a row where you can get back, but you fully can't get back, right? And that's missing.
Tie game.
It's 31. You know what I mean? Last week 31-14.
Dodgers
today
just tied it.
Today 30-14. You know what I mean? It's like, you constantly keep fighting City Hall, man. It's tough. It takes a lot out of you. Takes a lot out of you. They keep climbing that mountain, dude. And then obviously, then when you're showing things early that you shouldn't have to show until the end of the game, your bag of tricks, or you're out of your bag of tricks, because that was the 4th time you had to go for 2, or the 4th time you went for 2.
Yeah. And you probably only have about 5 to 6 plays in your total book, right?
Yeah. And I almost wonder, like I said, my issues were more of him. Like I said, when we talked about Doug, it was just, it's like you're up against it. Like, they go for 2 there early on just doesn't make sense. Like, what are you chasing? So I
hate it. I guess what the new thing, Tommy, is they say if you're down 11 and you go for 2, then eventually you can win the game with a touchdown and a field goal, and you can still tie it with a touchdown and a 2-point or touchdown 2-point conversion and a field goal. Fucking nerds. It's nerd shit. Kick the fucking points. We're not good enough to not take points. Take the points.
Because at that point, too, like, you want to get...
Then our kicker hasn't kicked the ball all game yet, and you wonder why he missed the field goal after that. Maybe give him a little tip shot to warm up.
Well, no, he missed the field goal before that. So
either way.
He would have had it.
You're right. He did.
If maybe Miles catches the first touchdown. If Miles catches that touchdown, then maybe he has an opportunity for it. You know what I mean? And then that's the same drive where we got stuff 4th and 1, and didn't get anything. Yep. And then we get the ball back. Go back down again, have a chance to get 3 before the half, and you're missing a 52-yard kick.
Yeah, terrible penalty by them. We didn't make them pay for it by missing the field goal.
Yep, and that's where you're not good enough to overcome, no matter who you're playing. We've seen it now this year. They're not good enough because of the lack of talent on the offense side of the football. The defense side of football still has a ton of talent, so we expect them to compete, right? That's why every week we say, well, we should be in it. But guess what? They haven't done a good enough job of. They haven't taken the football away enough, man.
We got to force some turnovers.
Yeah.
Even today, we actually had a nice
3
play
tip
by
balls.
Jalen Mills.
3 tip passes that were not picked. You just have a feeling that they're going to fall to the turf.
A nice Jalen Mills strip that bounds out of bounds. We got to find ways to get.
You guys want to see how fast gravity works? Like, I feel like it's like, you know what I mean? It's like a suction cup the ground for any ball.
I mean, 3 balls were tipped, and there was like 4 Eagles around it, and somehow it just fell like right in a force field. Like a force field grabbed it, and it landed right behind him. I'm like, I never seen so many tip balls in it.
That's been for years. That's been for years, Sweeps.
Yeah.
For years. We haven't caught a tip ball in a decade.
Yeah, and especially you go up against a team like the Ravens, and you know that they actually practice taking the ball away and stripping the ball, and that's part of how they tackled too. And you knew going into the game that you had to at least be even on the takeaway. You know what I mean? On the turnovers. You had to be even, if not win it. And when you don't do it, when you don't take it away, and you get it taken away, it's not going to work.
Yeah, no, listen, I mean, Kevo, I hear you on that. If you're going to run RPOs, but then Carson's a great runner, Kevo. So I mean, Carson's great at RPOs. So I mean, that doesn't pop. I don't care. That's just semantics.
I'm just more with you, Tom, about the fact that Carson's cooking. Why are we even running that play right there? It's a terrible play call. It's an absolute terrible play call. Get some guys on the outside, let Carson bootleg, and let him make a play.
Wilson, you can't run the football because of this offensive line. Like, I don't know. Like, people don't understand that. And they're like, well, Tom, how do you say that? Because it's been 5 different offensive line starters in 6 weeks. And now today, what happened today? Now you're down to like your 4th string right tackle.
We got a guy, Jamone Brown, that can't block anyone.
A guy who just got here. So now you're like, okay, the people don't understand that run blocking in today's game, when you have no chemistry, is harder than just, hey, get the guy in front of you on the pass blocking sometimes. And who's your best player? Who's your best player?
Carson Wentz.
So I'm going to put it in his hands as many times as I can then. If I'm trying to win, you can't be like 1980 football and say, I'm just going to keep putting it in the gut. Here we go. We're going to get one. We're going to get one. You know what I mean? It's not how I love running.
It's like Novocaine. I got 3 plays. It's like Novocaine.
Always works. But no, Tommy, I totally agree. Listen, we don't have I would love to say if our O-line was healthy and our running backs were healthy, then yeah, we should be running the football. But that's not the case at the moment. We don't have. What do you want? You want us to run for a yard and then be 3rd and 8 every time? I mean, that's going to be tough to convert.
No, you're right. Kevo, I doubt
you don't have to be fast from the 2-yard line.
Hold on, Kevo. What's more impactful? 6'4" or 6'6", whatever the hell he is? 240?
4.7 is pretty quick, by the way.
Bro,
I doubt that you
what has a better chance of keeping it? Who scores on the 2-yard line has a better chance of keeping it? Carson falling forward or Jalen Hurts getting blown up by a dude who's 100 times bigger than him? At least Carson can make a D lineman go backwards. You understand?
But they just ran the Jalen Hurts RPO, and he got stuck to the 5-yard line. He went backwards.
You don't want to hear this.
First off, I'm not putting Jalen Hurts in for the most important play of the game when our fucking best player has been cooking. That's the problem. I don't know why we're even discussing Jalen Hurts to be in that play. There's a bad play call just in general. Jalen Hurts did not need to be in the play. Kyle was going to line up on the outside.
Kyle, why is Peterson still the offensive coordinator? Like, you don't realize what he's up against. You don't understand. Like, who else is going to be the offensive coordinator? He's called the plays the whole time he's been here. So why would you expect somebody else to call the plays now? I mean, now it's like Monday morning quarterback. Like, oh, he's not good enough. Like, how did Frank Reich and the boys look today? Just shut up.
It's a legitimate question. I mean, every week we come on here every week. I mean, we come on here every week and we at least some of us say like, that was a terrible fucking job by Doug. It seems it just keeps being a theme. I don't know. I mean, I hear you.
He's had a bad year so far. There's no hiding from that.
No, I understand that, but there's also been a ton of changeover again in season. Like that matters at National Football League level when it's a team sport more than any other sport.
Yeah, we're dropping balls left and right. Listen, I'm right with you, Tom.
I'm not crowning it.
I'm looking at stuff that I'm just can blame Doug for, and that's the play calling, and it's the bad choices to go for weird 4th downs, weird 2-point conversions. I have no time for any of that.
I agree with that.
We're not good enough for that kind of shit.
I completely agree with the 2-point conversions and some bad play calling. I mean, that's all around the league too. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
No, I'm just making a point. We live in a bubble at times in Philly where it's like, well, man, he's the worst play caller of all time because we watch it so.
I mean, have you watched the Jets play a game? Because clearly you haven't.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not giving him a pass. I'm just making a point, though. Like, it takes 2 to tango, and he really has been up against it offensively. We do have to acknowledge that a little bit, right? I mean, we can't just. It doesn't give you an excuse for bad play calls, but like, there's a lot more play calls that are going to look bad when you don't have a lot of talent. That's all. So, I mean, I've seen him make adjustments. I've seen the guy, I'm not giving him passes for the first half, but I've seen him make adjustments with what he had the past two games in the second half, at least. But it's just the same old adage that we don't get off the hot starts. That's on him. You know what I mean? Like, that stuff's on him. That's been a trend. Like, I look at trends with it. Like, the only week we got off to a hot start this year was the Washington game. We saw that ended for us. But that's been a trend going back. After 2017, like we didn't get off. We had trouble in the first quarter, remember? So that's been something that's been going on for a while. So I'll buy into like there's something going on when they're your play calls that you thought all week about, right? Like your first drive is something you thought about every day of the week. You know what I mean? So I will put some stock into like, hey, I need you. If you want to keep your job, you're going to have to do better in the first quarter and get off the better start. So I do like on both sides of it. I don't want to say I don't see bad things happen or act like it says, oh, free pass city here. You know what I mean? Like, because you won a Super Bowl. No, I'm not doing that for Howie, and I sure as hell can't do it for Doug. But I will say Doug to me gets his leash a little longer right now. That's all it is. You know what I mean? I'm not saying like, I'm not even in the conversation of firing him after this year. But if we see the same trends next year with a healthy football team and all them things, and listen, let's talk. You know what I mean? Let's talk. Because it's not like you got to be scared. If you're good at what you do and you're a good organization, you can always find the next guy. You know what I mean? So
now I will say I see a lot of people are commenting about us trying to make trades and stuff. I will say I feel like it's going to be really tough this year to make trades. Not a lot of trades happening in the NFL anyway. Recently, we have made at least one, I think, every year for like 3 years. But with the COVID thing, and you kind of don't know, I think it's kind of tough to trade guys when you don't know, like, if you're going to need a backup for this guy, if he's going to get COVID or not. So I just don't see how many trades are going to happen. We're kind of stuck with the roster we got right now, unless there's like an Andre Friedman out there we can grab. I don't even know, but so just hopefully they can get better. Our O-line hopefully can get healthy. I don't know.
I saw Prism drop in there. He asked about how Fulgham did. His stat line was 6 for 75 and a touchy.
He had a good game.
So he came on strong.
Yeah, he had a good game. He went up. He went up and battled for balls. He had 2 defensive penalties accounted for, I guess you can say. So yeah, he played well. But they have a little thing going there.
Like we were saying, dude, is understand he's missing a lot of pieces and stuff. Talking about Doug, but I mean, I think they didn't get their first down until like the second quarter. You know what I mean? Until 6 minutes to go in the first half. So we're talking about 10 yards. Like if you can't finish drives, and I understand that, but you can't get fucking 10 yards. I got a problem with that. I got a problem with the design. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how much is that? How much is that personnel? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying it isn't or it is, but I mean, some of that's got to be. That's at your feet, Doug. And we're talking about 10 yards, buddy.
Yeah, I think the
personnel's out there. Sorry, that same personnel's out there in the third quarter too. So you know what I mean. So it may be even worse by the third quarter, as we see.
And I agree. He couldn't have handed the ball to Hightower better on the first possession. For like 50 yards down the field. But besides that, we didn't do anything else for the next 3 possessions. So
but how does that change at all, right? Like, we don't have crystal ball talk.
Might have, yeah.
Crystal ball
granted, he could have broke the tackle and went to the house easily.
Like, there's no crystal ball talk, but that makes all the drives look better after that. So, then it comes on both sides. But again, like, we don't have crystal ball, so I'm not going to sit here and say that because you drop that ball, it gives you a pass on the next 3 drives. Absolutely not. You know what I mean? But I need you to make them catches, though. Like every receiver in football makes that catch. Like, I need you to make that catch.
Like,
okay.
I'm not going to kill a guy if he's going up in traffic and trying to pull a ball away. But when you run down the field wide open and hit you in the hands, you got to have it. You got to have it.
Hits you in the hands.
You got to have it.
You didn't do anything. Just.
I mean, like you said, talk about opportunity. I mean, there's 2 guys going in the opposite direction. You know what I mean? Hightower and Fulgham. You know what I mean? Like, Hightower's getting opportunities the last couple of weeks. He dropped a touchdown against the Steelers, dropped one today. You know what I mean? Like, you're going in the opposite direction. The other guy's, hungry. The other guy's trying to eat. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. No, you're right. And I thought Hightower's hasn't been atrocious.
Well, he's gotten open. He's gotten behind the defense now 3 times in 2 weeks. So. Because he also he did catch like a 40-yarder today. So
Respond.
He has gone behind the defense 3 times, which is a good thing. That's a good thing.
No, and we'll take that.
Separation rate is pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah. Don't bring those fucking nerd stats up, please.
But again, like, it's a 5th-round pick, and like Will said earlier, it's not a guy you wanted to trot out there yet, or at least in significant snaps. And
probably like a 4th receiver, 5th receiver, deep guy you were gonna hope for right now. That's getting a lot more time than that currently.
Troy Hill right there with Trent Taylor on a dangerous pass.
Sorry. Whoa. Dangerous pass?
Dangerous pass?
That was Al. I was taking a little peek here in the first clips in the
Danger Will Robinson
of the first game. I mean, first glance of the game tonight. I'm in the other room here. And by the way, 2 out walks for the not to shift gears. Young pitchers out there. That's 2-out walk led to those 2 runs. All right, so get in the mirror, fucking throw strikes.
Will kill you.
Get in the mirror and throw strikes. Pound the fucking zone.
Yeah,
San Fran up 20-6.
Getting back to the trade deadline, I am kind of nervous that Howie's looking to buy. Like, what you're, I understand getting to the dance.
I'm not sure what's available, Greg. What's available?
Well, that's true. But I understand, like, hey, get to the dance, anything can happen. But you also have to be realistic and understand that we're in cap hell next year. A lot's going to change. Can't mortgage everything just to get to the dance.
Oh, I'd be in the opposite game. I'm clearing it out.
No, I'm completely in agreement.
But now again, if I win this,
there's a way you could do both.
But if I win 2 weeks in a row, then maybe I change my mind.
There's a way you could do both. You know what I mean? Like for certain guys, right? Certain guys that you're going to get return that you potentially have a replacement for, like Zach Ertz, for example, right? If Goddard comes back and is truly healthy, and someone gives you value for Ertz, then you can be like, all right, Dallas, you're now our number 1. We don't lose too much, if anything.
They're not
and we're able to recoup something going forward for Zach.
Wilson. Where do you get the allegiance from? When you got a little snottiness to you, where you say, "Oh, they're not going to trade Zach Ertz." Okay, what makes you think not?
I'm not against it really against it, but they're not going to.
Can you just hear me out? The guy drafted his replacement the year after he was a Super Bowl hero. Okay, the guy also drafted his quarterback's air quote replacement in his eyes a year after he gave him $100 million. Not even. Okay,
what do you think we're going to give for Zach Ertz right now, who has looked like shit all season so far? You think we're going to get a great return?
Well, he's talking about taking stuff off those books, man. You're missing.
I know, but I'm saying you're just going to trade him for nothing.
Not about great returns. It's about just moving on. It's about moving on and not paying the money because you have your air quote replacement. I'm not saying I want to trade Zach Ertz. I'm not saying otherwise right now. I'm just telling you, you'd be shocked if he got out after the way it transpired. Okay.
Yeah, I would be. I don't think they're going to trade him.
Maybe they don't.
I just want them to start playing some better football. But now, if I'm an opposing team looking in, why would I want to trade for Zach Ertz right now? I know he's got a pedigree, but he's looked like shit and he's banged up.
Yeah, but I mean, around the league, right? Like, offensive guys are like, oh, I could fix him. He'd look better in my system. You know what I mean? Like, there's egos all over the place. You know what I mean? His pedigree is going to get him something in return if we decide to move him.
Yeah, I guess we'll get something, but I'm just not. Listen, I'm still trying to win. Okay, I think we can still win the division, and I'm not giving up on the year.
He hasn't looked like he wants to win.
I agree that he hasn't looked good, but he looked better. At least he didn't look like he was giving up today until he got hurt. But last week looked like he was. Listen, I would have traded him last week. I would have been in agreement because I was furious last week. He gave up twice.
I mean, I think you're mostly saying you wouldn't give him away, which common sense.
Yeah, I'm not going to give him away.
Why the hell would you? But you're surely going to answer the phone if somebody comes with a nice offer.
Calls for him.
Yeah, and the offer's nice. Absolutely.
I mean, my phone's always on if you call about anybody.
I'm saying that maybe I'm making the calls. That's all. Like, I'm just saying maybe I'm dialing up around the league.
Yeah, maybe you're the aggressor. Of course.
Yeah, I mean, nobody knows. Nobody's in his room. But I'm just saying, like, to say it's like, no shot he gets dealt. I mean, I couldn't put that past anybody right now. I mean, this guy, the way this guy's done some things draft-wise, it makes you think, he's in replacement time. That's all I'm saying. Like, that he's really getting to that point. He won't get the guy an extension, and they lowballed him with the first extension. So it's not like they're in a rush to say, you know what, you deserve all this money. So they're not in the rush as an organization. He's made that clear. He hasn't been happy about that since he came into camp. He hasn't been happy about him and talking about it. So, when you start talking about stuff, they're usually guys that you say sayonara to, as much as you might not want to. But again, now he's hurt. We got to see what this is because you're not going anywhere hurt. So,
yeah, hopefully it's not too bad.
I'm not rushing to trade the guy either. You know what I mean? I'm not like, hey, he needs to go. Last week I was because I was pissed.
I was pissed last week.
No,
as well.
I agree.
I was steaming over.
He's one of those guys
dinner.
At those positions that allows you to potentially do both, right? You could sell while kind of buying and not risk losing this year any more than it already is.
Yeah, if you get Dallas back and you get some guys back and you feel like you're you're in a good shape there. Sure. So real quick, if you guys want to move on to this game Thursday and just give some thoughts and we win the football game, etc. I know me and Greg will get a chance to talk about it probably more on Wednesday, but there's
10% left. The fuck?
Early reactions on it, and is this a game you think we win, or is it a game who cares, or is it another game we lose?
I think it's a game we win.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Sweet, you can go.
No, you're good. But I was just.
I think it's a game that we win. I think it's a game that we need to win. Obviously, we all know that, and I think we're strictly a better team than the Giants. Giants are banged up too, and Danny Dimes just stinks to me. I'm sorry, I don't care. I know some of these Giants fans like him. He stinks. I just think this is a game that our D-line should dominate. They're not going to run the ball on us. We should really get after Danny Dimes. We should score on their defense. I'm looking for a kind of get-right game here, going and then having like a little extended break before our next game. So I'm looking for a little get-right game here. And
which is Dallas. You have two division games right here in a row.
Yeah, well, we have since we play Thursday, we have a little couple extra days off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Little feel good, little get right. So I know it's a quick turnaround, and we're banged up, but we got to come to play. And I think that we win the game Thursday. I'm sure it'll be closer than it should be because that's just how the fuck we play every game against inferior competition. So I'll even give a score if you want. I think we're going to win by like 10 to 12 points, maybe 10 to 14. I see a double-digit victory Thursday.
Yeah, what scares me is we thought the Bengals were going to be a get-right game too, right? And we all know how that plays out. I completely agree with everything you said, though. They're a mess. The Washington football team should have beaten them today.
Yeah, I mean, the Giants only won because of defensive scores, really.
Defensive scores and Ron Rivera nutting up and going for two there, because if you go to overtime, who knows what happens. I do think we win the game. I am very concerned about what the running back situation is going to be. I've been concerned about it all year, and now with Miles potentially being out with a serious knee injury, obviously we don't know the exact extent yet, but that's very concerning to me because I think ball control is going to be huge in a game like this, just to limit the possibilities of mistakes. But I do agree we win. If I had to give a score, it would probably be 27-10.
I like that one. That's a good one to me. I'm thinking maybe like 31-13.
Yeah, it doesn't look good on paper. I mean, you never expect to you always say to yourself, well, I mean, can the Eagles actually blow anybody out? You know what I mean? But they've been playing better the last 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So at least they showed proof of life, and both games were winnable. Which I said it doesn't count in the standings. You know what I mean? But they showed they showed some stuff the last 2 weeks. Enough that you would expect it to carry over. You know what I mean? A division game that they got to have. Like Will said, now the Redskins' strength is up front, and they didn't do much today. So we'll see. I mean, obviously the Eagles have a better front four. I'm not comparing the two, but that's we talked about that before. Like that is the Redskins' strength. You know what I mean? And Freeman ran for 61 today, and a sneaky 61. And,
well, I think what's his name's still out though for them, right?
Yeah,
Chase Young.
No, Chase Young played today.
He did play.
Yeah,
I thought he saw him on the sidelines.
Yeah, he played today. But anyway, like I said, 60. A decent day for Freeman. Danny Dimes is terrible. I mean, 112 yards against that Redskins secondary. I mean, it's really embarrassing. So, I don't expect anything different either. I look for the Birds to put it on them as well. To the tune of like 34-15.
5 field goals.
5 field goals.
I almost was there. three field goals and And that idiot goes for 2 for
unnecessary 2-point conversion. That's even better. That's even better.
Yes, sir.
And probably
Let's
more
go.
likely.
Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if he just says, you know what, we don't even want the 6. We're just going to go for 2 here. You know what I mean? Like, that's also a possibility. They just erase it. You know, we don't even want touchdowns. Can we count this as a 2-point conversion?
If I disappear at some point, I'll be back in like a minute. So,
but like I said, it's a short week, for both teams, and I'll take Eagles are a better football team. So in a short week, I'll take the Birds.
Agreed, but we're still got to come play. Listen,
yeah.
I mean, a division game, and nothing's ever easy for us. We know that. So
1-4-1. You don't take anybody lightly. You're 1-4-1. You know what I mean? Like that's just reality.
Yeah, it's fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I as of right now, I mean, just because of the way they finished today, I jumped to the side of agree that they are going to win this football game, and I do see like a 2-score deficit, a 2-score win. That's either by 10, 14, something in that lines. You know what I mean? Right now, just because they finished strong and it gave you some sense that this offense can score points even though they're limited, right? But again, that's Miles. Miles is down now. You don't know what Ertz is, but that's also a football team that's not good over there either. So, and a football team that we've sort of owned, over the last few years. So you would hope that would continue. They're sort of a team that gets us going when we beat them, and you hope that's sort of the makings for it. And then, like Will said, you win this game and you get yourself a little healthy. You can get yourself a little healthy. You have a little extended break. Maybe some guys come back. And then you never know. That's why I'm never in the business of giving up on a season. I'm just not, because you just don't know how it could go. Now, does it look good right now? Hell no. Right? And it can look a lot worse after Thursday night. Right? A lot worse. But right now,
it could also look better.
And it could also look better.
I mean, the Cardinals win tomorrow, we win Thursday. Everyone's feeling pretty good Friday.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You know how this goes. Or Andy Dalton throws, he slings it, and it's a sling party.
That could happen as well.
You never know. You never know how it goes. But but it could. It could be. Yeah, short week, Joe. He's getting an MRI, Miles, so that's never a good sign. And
wow, what are the Braves doing?
And the early word is it doesn't look good. Doesn't sound good with Miles.
That's not good.
Well, look at the way it went down. He's caught with it, and that's why listen, it is what it
Braves
is.
just had a guy thrown out at the plate and then thrown out a third, same play.
Caught a rundown.
Yep.
This is why I'm not a fan of too much talking until you put together a resume of something, right? That's why I'm just not a fan of T-shirts. I'm not a fan of talking. Until guys sort of put the resume together. That's why I'm just not a fan of talking anything MVP wise, which is egregious. And then these kind of things happen as soon as you start putting yourself there, right? Like these are the kind of things that happen when you get a little too confident. I love confidence out of players. You got to play with confidence. You got to have swagger. But I mean, this is just know what team you play for and know the injury rate before you start running around it. That's all.
Great play by Ginger Werewolf over here for the Dodgers. It's 3-2 Atlanta, by the way. Fourth inning.
Yeah, it could have been worse. Second and third, no outs, and all that stuff happened that you were describing to everybody.
Yeah, just terrible decision by the Braves. Base running, but great play by Ginger Werewolf. Justin Turner.
Don wants to know, if the Giants win, would you give up on the season?
I don't give up on any season. But yeah, I mean, if the Giants win, we're in big trouble, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if the Giants win, that's kind of telling you all you need to know about what's going on right now.
But yeah, listen, at that point, Don, I have trouble calling anyone a true fan that gives up on a season week 7. And granted, I don't think it's possible, but even if we were to lose Thursday, we'd be 1-5-1. And we could win out and easily win the division. Now, I'm not saying that that's likely, but that's just the way I think because I'm a fan. So I'm going to constantly think that way until I'm proven wrong. And I don't like thinking that my football season's over before it gets to November. I don't like that.
No, not with a football team. You thought that would be in the mix and be in the hunt this whole time. You would never think that. You wouldn't be coming at this point thinking that you'd be out of it right now. But I mean, I sort of have to agree. Like, it gets real bleak if I lose versus the Giants. I don't know how I end up winning games after that. You know what I mean? Now I can't beat another division team. I'm down. That's just too much to overcome, in my opinion. Now
it would definitely be bleak. That's for sure.
This is a must win of all must wins. I'm not gonna give up on the season. Yeah, I'm jumping. I'm officially jumped if you can't win this game. You know what I mean? You have to.
I'll still be watching and rooting.
Oh, nobody's talking about watching and rooting. Now you're putting words in the mouth. I'm just saying.
Well, then when you say give up on the season, that sounds like you're going on date nights during Sunday afternoons. I don't know. You're not watching games.
My expectations of being a playoff team are zilch because, this is how do I keep wrapping?
I would be sitting at about 1.7.
Saying I'm not saying give up. Maybe I make some
out of 10, right? We do it out of 10.
Maybe I shed some cap. You know what I mean? Maybe I do some of them things if I don't beat the Giants. Is my point. That's all I'm saying.
Is that Boston Scott's average rush attempt?
Yards per rush? 1.7? It could be. I
mean, Miles Sanders was third in the league in rushing and 16th in an attempt come after today, which is he was breaking some big runs. So that's
I mean, he's had 2 70+ yard runs, right?
Yeah. People are like, why do you attempt so down? Well, because every other one's like a 2-yard rush, 2-yard rush. You know what I mean? And that's sort of why the attempts are down a little bit because you're not having a ton of success with it, regardless, even though you're breaking a couple. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Today he averaged 13 yards a carry. Could you imagine? 13 yards a carry. What an average. I mean, 9 for 118.
Decent day.
That's almost made for you to get hurt. You know what I mean? That's almost made for you to get hurt. Like that average is too high. We're gonna have to shut him down. It's.
What's scary is that they didn't really talk about it the rest of the game. They're just like, oh yeah, he got hurt on that. And when they showed the replay, I'm like, man, it looked like his knee kind of jammed when the dude hit him from behind. And now they're like, oh, it looks like it could be serious. Now I'm like fucking nervous. And I have him in 2 fantasy leagues. One of them I just traded for him. Fuck me.
Oh, you did it. You did it.
Yep, that's my fault. That's why I got hurt. All my fault.
Well, obviously we got Sunday Night Football on, whether it's at halftime now. And NLCS Game 7.
3-2 bottom 4. Looks like Kershaw's warming up to come in the 5th.
Get random games rolling here, but who do you guys got moving on here?
Well, I said the Dodgers from the get-go, so I'm going to stick with them. Plus, I hate the Braves. Also hate the Dodgers too, though. So I'll be rooting for the Rays, regardless of who wins this game. But I'll say Dodgers.
I had the Braves coming out after the right when the playoffs started. I had the Braves coming out. I don't trust Dusty. I don't trust Dave Roberts. You know what I mean? Like, Dave Roberts can't manage himself out of a paper bag. So Clayton Kershaw coming in and hope he throws another curveball to Ozuna.
Joseph said early reports on Sanders torn meniscus.
Yeah,
3-week recovery.
Meniscus tear would be great. I mean, compared to, I'm thinking it could be a lot worse. Meniscus tear is a 3 to 4 weeker, so maybe even a 2-weeker now with the new little scopes that they have.
And factor in the bye, right? If it's a 3-weeker, he only misses 2 games. We get the bye, he comes back for that second. What is that? The Dallas game right after the break too, or is it the Giants?
What up, Lord?
Yo, what up, Lord? Yes,
from Arizona. Is that new, Lord? Have you always been there? We have one of them right after the break too, right, Wills?
I think so. I can look it up.
I got it right here.
I don't know why I'm just fucking thinking. I can just look at it.
It's
I always forget I have that. So I got it in my I got it in my hair. I can just Google it.
Giants, Cowboys, bye, and then Giants.
What up, Pete? Yeah. And we agree with you, Pete.
Maybe we get him back for the Giants. Knock on wood. Maybe we get him back even sooner. Who knows? Meniscus is not bad. So if that's the case, I mean, Grant, I'm taking this guy's word for it. It's I didn't doctor. I stayed in the Holiday Inn Express last night, guy. But I'm going to take your word for it. And a meniscus is not that bad. We're okay with that. Not that we're okay with it, but it's not that bad.
We agree with you, Peter. We got to we got to put them up. We got them putting up 30 plus. On Thursday somehow, but I mean, obviously it hurts no Miles, and if Ertz is out too, so obviously that number can keep going down and down and down. But they should still find a way to get a W. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. The last 2 weeks they did play good defenses, so tip your cap to them. I don't take anything away from them. Was that a product of being down by 17, and the other team just. Not bend don't break, and giving up big plays, and then letting them climb back in, or is it is it smoke and mirrors, or what is it? So I mean, I hear you. I mean, that's definitely a fact. They did put up points against the Steelers and the Ravens. So
and San Fran's no slouch. I mean, they have a pretty good day. So
they're decimated, but I hear you. Yeah,
last 3 weeks really.
Yep.
Yeah. But Pete. I mean, I'm expecting a win Thursday, Pete. I guess you are too. So we better go get it done. No excuse time. Go get it done. They're not a very good team. I know we're banged up, but they're not very good.
Their defense is improved, though. Their defense is improved.
Well, I mean, it's tough to not improve from their defense they had last year.
It's tough to not be as bad as they were last year. I agreed. And yet somehow we still get just as injured now. Right? We probably say we can't be as injured as we were last year. Hold my beer.
Now, their defense has improved, but their offense has taken us maybe 2 steps back. Because Danny actually looked pretty good last year. He looks awful.
Yeah.
I mean, losing Saquon hurts, obviously.
Well, but I mean, like 112 yards. I feel like I could do that at 44 years old. You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying I don't throw 4 picks like Uncle Rico. But I mean, 112 yards. You know what I mean? Like, come on, that's fucking embarrassing for a quarterback.
That's embarrassing. Yeah, that's especially when you're playing Washington. It's not like we're playing some phenomenal defensive secondary here. 112 yards and you can't run the ball. 112 yards is embarrassing.
Yeah, you're not playing the Ravens with Trent Dilfer, a quarterback. Yeah, you're not
2,000 Ravens. Ain't 2,000 Ravens out there.
You're not playing any of them things. That's what, if I'm a Giants fan, that's what I'm concerned over. And to think like it would get better this week against a defense that, in my opinion, still is a good defense in this league. I find hard to believe, but that's why you play them. that's why you play them. So, boys, you guys want to get into a little crumb of the week?
I'm going to be right. My phone's about to die, but I'm going to switch phones. I'll be right back. If you can hear me.
Yeah, we can still hear.
We heard you.
There he goes. There she is. Bruce says, am I the only one who liked having Hurts and Wentz on the field at the same time? No, I mean, listen, you drafted them. I mean, get the guy on the field a little bit at times and have some and try to get some first downs. I mean, sort of got the offense going a little bit when he was on the field. So when you're struggling, you find ways to get some momentum going. You know what I mean? And when they used them early on, it was to get some momentum going. So I don't have a problem with the right times and trying to get things going. You know what I mean? I'm never gonna have a problem with that. Lourdes says, yeah, born and raised Cherry Hill, but live out in Arizona. That's why I've been, what does it say? Inundated with Ertz, trade rumors, the Cardinals. Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, I threw that out there on Wednesday too. Yeah.
Can you guys see me?
Yeah.
Okay. I got the phone. I can't see. So we're good.
Yeah. Since Lord brought that up real quick, I was asking that. I sent that to those guys on their show on Wednesday. Wilson, you know what I mean? Like, who knows if it's any legs to it? I mean, there's not legs to it. I just kind of came up with it, but like an Ertz for like Christian Kirk and a second rounder pick. You know what I mean? That's something that intrigues you or no?
Look, if you can get a guy that can come in and start for us and a pick, then that's something that intrigues me. Now,
I mean, if Dallas was healthy,
Granted, who knows if we can do anything with the pick? So maybe I would just rather have 2 guys that can come in and play. But listen, if we got I'm not trying to just trade him for nothing. If you got a guy that can come in and play, then yeah, I'm interested.
Yeah. Lord, from the Arizona side, what are they talking about? Are the rumors from their side? Are they looking for Ertz, or is he just hearing the rumors just in general from the public? Just curious from someone being out there.
Bruce says Davion Taylor needs to get more snaps. Maybe he doesn't know the playbook. Or maybe.
No, he definitely doesn't know the playbook. He's also not good.
Maybe he was a bad pick.
You knew that.
Maybe he was an overpick and a reach.
Yeah, no.
They were talking today on the. I was down on the boardwalk doing the pregame show.
They were
talking about potentially using Davion because of his athleticism. Sorry, athleticness. What the heck? His athleticism is almost being a spy for Lamar. But then it's just like, he can't get on the field in a regular thing. So, how effective is he going to be? And then obviously they didn't use him there anyway. He did get some snaps though, so maybe he's starting to learn it. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not too high on him.
Or how he called down and said it's time to play.
I feel like it's not. I mean, that's never a good assessment of a player when you're like, you can't learn the playbook 7 weeks into the fucking season. That's never a good sign. I'm sorry, that's not a good thing. I would have hoped that during the draft we'd be like, this guy's a fucking moron. Maybe we shouldn't draft him.
Yes. Was it religious reasons? I forget what it was.
Maybe he just wasn't allowed to play. Something like that. Caden's mama. That's the same guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget why he's a late air quote bloomer. I forget the exact reason or why he didn't play a lot of football. And Prism says, and then we'll get in the crumb of the week. I don't know if anybody's giving up picks and players for Ertz. He's almost 30 and he's not producing and wants more money. Yeah, there's that side of it too.
A lot of truth there. A lot of truth.
No question.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just, it is what it is.
You just open if you are shopping, you know what I mean.
I see a Reno Mahi comment that flashed up, by the way, which I chuckled at. But I do want to say, Boston Scott's better than Reno Mahi, guys. Okay, Reno Mahi was only on the team because he was Mormon, and Andy was a big Mormon guy. Okay, he was a better fucking busboy at Chicky and Pete's than he was a running back. So calm down.
But like I said, Prism, we agree with you 100%. But Ertz can't play. He's not playing. He's injured, but he's not producing. Because he's either, somebody pissed in his Cheerios. He's fucking, he's being a pussy. But the talent's there. I understand the age, absolutely. So it would have to be the right fit for somebody. So, Kyler Murray running around should open up the.
Somebody trying to go.
Open up the middle. Open up the middle a little bit.
The goat you got two goats on the outside.
Yeah.
Somebody going for it might overpay for him for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what you said. You see what somebody says. You know what I mean?
Lord says, according to analyst Bill Barnwell, linebacker Hassan Reddick, and a 2022 6th rounder for Ertz and a 3rd rounder. But
Temple boy?
Yeah, no thanks.
Howie's draft track record, I'm not interested.
That's Haddon Heights kid as well, I believe.
Temple, yeah.
And yeah, we're getting the crumb of the week. Boys, get it rocking. I was reading a couple of these comments.
Somebody else can start if they got one. Ready to go.
My crumb of the week's going to be Clayton Kershaw because it's the playoffs and you choke every time.
It's a little early to say that right now, Greg, when he's about to come in.
Well, it's going to happen. It's death taxes and Clayton Kershaw chokes in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like he got scratched from the start because of his back. That was 12 hours before the game. Like he can't get on the rowing table and he can't stretch it out. And then you come back and and then as it always happens, you pitch well and then you come into that inning and you just get tattooed all over the place. And you can't pitch your way out of anything. So can't happen to a better guy. And I know everybody was talking about just not us, but on the broadcast after that first series start, against the Padres, they're like, did Kershaw, get rid of the demons of the playoffs? Nope. They're still there. They're still there.
For me, it's going to be Baker Mayfield. So this is, 4-1 football team that, some people expected, it's a good start. Played some tomato cans, whatever, but you showed up today in a division game, all right, against the Steelers, rivalry game, and you come with that performance, all right, with all your weapons, all right, 2 picks, 1 pick six, you wind up getting pulled later, and you get fucking doored 38-7. Just can't have it. Just can't have it for your franchise guy. I said everybody has bad games. I get it. You know what I mean? But this was a chance to, like I said, this was a statement game, and he came up small, and the Steelers, punched him in the mouth and told him, not yet, boys, not yet. You stay right there where we're going to keep you. We're going to keep you at arm's length. You know what I mean? I know people got excited for 5 weeks, 4-1, smoking mirrors, running the ball and all this good stuff. Stay there. Stay right there. We got you.
Yeah.
Eagles played them tougher last week, with less weapons.
You're not wrong there.
Yeah, and Smoking Mirrors was a team that led the NFL in takeaways. You know what I mean? So they were really relying on takeaways and running the football too. But yeah, not the effort you want this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Steelers just straight owned Cleveland. Woo. Talking about who's your daddy? What's that, 16 straight? Woo. In Pittsburgh, that is, I think. But whoa.
And Parker, absolutely, I made him my Crumbs, so he's absolutely going to redeem himself. Probably pitch the rest of the game lights out.
That's why I said pump your brakes, Greg. That's what I said. That's what I was talking about, Greg. Pump your brakes. You're a bit of a jinx. Guys warming up. I don't know if I'd go there yet.
I like it, Mike McFly. I like it. I'll do it. I don't know if the Saints do it, but
yeah, I mean, just call, see if somebody answers.
Why don't we throw Fulgham in there for Thomas? No, Scott for Kamara straight up.
Yeah, that one's. Let's see if that one's out there.
Let's go Fulgham and Scott for Kamara and Thomas. Let's see how that works.
Oh, he's only a slant guy, so.
Well, apparently Thomas is fighting people, so maybe you can steal him.
Another 2-out walk. Oh, this team.
Gavin
Max Muncy up with the bases loaded, 1-1 count.
Yep, another 2-out walk.
Gavin says, "Love the fight back in today's game, though." Yep,
2-1 count.
2 weeks in a row with that fight back.
Yeah, no, definitely.
That's
something you can build on. You know what I mean? Regardless of everything else,
showing some good. It's good to see. You don't want to get killed and then not like Sweeps was saying about the fucking Browns today. They got killed and then they just laid down the rest of the game. We're showing fight. That's something I like to see.
Proof of life, boys, and that's all you can ask for. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you get out executed, sometimes you get out manned, all right, and sometimes the team's better than you, all right. But you show some heart, some passion, some fight, some toughness, and compete, and you see what happens. That's all. Yep.
Especially from our quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, big time.
Absolutely. All right, that
guys were throwing dirt on him 3 weeks ago.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, keep that hate, man. Keep that hate, and you still see it out there today. You know what I mean? His biggest haters, they're still flying around, and it's fine. Just do whatever you want. But I don't know what else you want from this guy. You know what I mean? So yeah, he fumbled today. Okay, great. It wasn't didn't cost him they didn't cost him the game. All right, nice post. You know who you are. All right, you don't need to get any publicity. All right, didn't cost him the game.
Call the name out because I don't know who it was.
He didn't. Didn't cost him the game. So
right out there.
Take care of the football. We all know that. That's common sense. You know what I mean? But the dude's picking up his mouthpiece every play. Sacked 6 times. I mean, absolutely. Dusting himself off.
Yeah, hit a ton.
Like we talked about earlier. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want to start that. I didn't mean to start that little argument between you guys. When I got knocked off, I was all over the place. I didn't know where I was. I came back. We were talking about Howie. Then I started talking about Carson, and I got you two in a fight.
Listen, that's happening.
I didn't know where I was.
Me and Tom go back like car seats. That happens on occasion. Okay, you get two Rottweilers in a room. Occasionally we butt heads. I don't know what to tell you, but we're fine. We reel back in real quickly.
I was walking down the street like Vincent the Chin in a fucking robe. Running the Gambinos in a robe. Oh, shit.
Well, Caesar Crumb.
Adam Gase.
Oh.
What a fucking bomb, dude. Just seriously, the Jets more of a laughing stock? Can they be more of a laughing stock? I feel kind of bad for Joe. Now, Joe didn't play well today. I don't expect Joe to play well. I assume that he's probably going to retire after this season. And I've seen a lot of people taking shots at Joe. All I'm going to say is I know the guy, and he's got 4 kids. Why do you want to be home? They're paying you $1.5 million to hold a clipboard. I think he would accept it too. So, obviously, I would assume that he retires. But the Jets, I don't know that anybody's winning with the Jets right now. The Jets are bad, and they're really bad. And if Adam Gase ain't fired soon, I mean,
like, what are they waiting?
What the fuck are we waiting for? As soon as he came in with the crazy eyes, they should have fired him day one. Okay, we made a mistake here. We got to fire this fun guy. But no, they were like, crazy eyes killer. We'll let him run this fucking team. That's going real well.
We'll start getting rid of talent. We'll start getting rid of guys that play before we get rid of the coach.
Nah, it's funny, Wilson. Yeah. It wouldn't have been the first Jets news conference that a coach didn't last one day.
Yep. We're number two.
The GOAT was there for a day.
Yeah, he said, I can't work with this. I'm out. And I'll go to not only will I leave, I'll go to a rival and beat you for 2 decades straight. In case you were wondering. The Jets are a laughing stock
to win the games.
If the Giants weren't such a laughing stock, at least the Giants have the Jets going for them, because the Giants stink, but at least they can be like, well, we're not the Jets, because the Jets are fucking pitiful. I don't see how they win a game. I don't see how they win a game. I could see maybe they back into a win if Darnold gets healthy and has a couple good throws, but I don't see the Jets winning the game. They are putrid. And Adam Gase needs to be fired yesterday.
Yeah, it's like, no, you're right. Well, it's like being Jeffrey Dahmer's brother. It's like, hey, I might have issues, but fucking Jeff's fucked up.
Jeff's got a fucking freezer. Jeff's got a freezer full of dicks. That tells you I'm all right. I'm doing okay.
Yeah. I might miss work a couple times, but I'm not this fucking guy.
That's like when I don't want to say why, but I was in court not that long ago for something.
Not for him.
And
you have a bunch of dicks in your.
No. Substance. I like to smoke some certain substances that are still considered illegal. By the way, vote. I don't care who you're voting for president, but flip it over, vote for column 1, and let's legalize it over here. For all my New Jersey folk, that is. And but let me just say that I felt like a much better person leaving there, because I'm listening to these charges against these other people. I'm like, wow, I'm doing pretty well with life. I'm feeling pretty good. It's like one of those situations. I'm feeling pretty good. Might as well just go to court every Tuesday, just sit in the back. Just listen to some of these guys. Like, you got $3,000 in fines, you can only pay $30 today. What are you doing with yourself? What are you doing? One guy told the judge, I think 2 months from now I can have $100. Like, what are you doing? This guy's not gonna have $100 for 2 months? What are you making, $1 a day? What the fuck's going on right now?
UNICEF. That guy needs Sarah McLachlan.
Yeah. I was like, you know what? I'm feeling pretty good about myself. I'm walking out of here with my chest high, head high. I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty confident walking out of here.
I will remember you.
By the way, I just looked at the Jets schedule. I don't know where they're getting a win.
Yeah, they're not going to win a game.
He's shot.
Unless they fire Gase and they get a guy to come in there and pump some people up, they ain't going to win a fucking game.
Yeah, I mean, you're at the Chargers.
Loss.
You got Bills, Chiefs, Patriots.
Loss.
At Chargers. Home, Dolphins, Raiders.
Loss.
At Seahawks, at Rams. Home, Browns, at Patriots.
They'll beat the Browns probably.
I was just going to say. The mighty have fallen. 4-1 to losing to the Jets. Do another commercial, Baker, you fucking crumb.
Oh, shit. Mookie just robbed Freeman.
Oh, my goodness.
Do another book club, Baker.
It might not have been gone, but it was a damn good play by Mookie just there.
Yeah, I think it would have been gone.
It's very close.
Here's the replay.
It might have been.
It's
It's not off the top of the wall.
Yeah. John Morella, sorry. We heard earlier they were suspecting potentially a meniscus. That would be best case scenario.
Yeah, that wouldn't. We'd be okay with that. Not that we're okay with it, but we would live with that.
That would have been over. That would have been gone.
Yep.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
Yeah,
If that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess we'll find out tomorrow after the MRI.
Yeah.
We're just praying that it's not too bad. We'll take a meniscus.
Yeah, so my crumb of the week is none other than Jake Elliott. Like, I'm not saying 50-yarders are easy in this league.
Shaky Jake, we need you to hit it. We need you to hit it.
How about one? Just how about one?
I'm not gonna act like it's the easiest thing in the world, but you also have one job, right? And your job is when you have your opportunity, you bury it, right? And that's what good kickers do. You were just given an extension because you were considered by this organization one of them types of guys, right? Okay. This year, you're not going to tell me you didn't get work in, because being a kicker, you can social distance all day and get plenty of work in. So you should have got plenty of work in. And the fact that now 2 weeks in a row, and this goes back even before this, right? You're not making kicks that have to be made in 2020, right? Again, this isn't 1980 football where 50-yarders are like this tremendous kick. Okay, like guys are booming for 50 all day. All day, guys are boom, 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 boom. Why do you put the red zone on? Guys are booming for 50 all day. Okay, so I need you to make a couple here, please. Okay, because you're killing this football team that's already up against it, right? You're a special teamer per se that's getting paid a lot of money to be special, right? And
he is.
like, we're not asking you. We're not saying you need to be kicking 60-yarders again. But listen, 45 to 55, I need you to be burying. Okay, I need you to start burying some. Okay, it hurts. It kills football teams when kickers miss kicks.
Timing of the misses too, Tom. Bad timing too. Like if we're up 12, okay, I'll take a miss. When we're down 17, kicking before half, you got to make it. You got to make it.
Yeah, and Mike McFly says, nah, any kicker who gets an extension at 50-yarder should be buckets. And not all of them, but enough of them. I mean, my God, enough of them. I mean, because if not, there's 100 guys out there with the leg to do it. You know what I mean? Really, 100 guys out there, like, from college, is just free agents, of guys who got the leg to hit from 50. You know what I mean? So, maybe run these guys out here. And they brought a guy in, they claim for COVID reasons, but I'm starting to think it's more than just for COVID reasons. I think if this guy keeps missing kicks, I don't care where the hell they're from, right? Your job starts to come on the line.
Especially if we want to sit here and crush Doug for not trying to kick the 64-yarder. I can't really blame him at least doing that now. Mm-hmm. Now it's just turning like, all right, Doug, maybe you should have just went for it then. Like screw try to kick it because you can't even kick a 55-yarder or 56-yarder.
Well, he definitely should have went for it. Fucking pussy. He goes for it today from the 30. Unreal.
We agree with that. Brink says Elliott isn't even a top 10 kicker. I agree with you. 100% agree with you. I don't think he ever was. You know what I mean? I don't. It's this organization that considered him in that range, right? And that equals the extension they gave him. So maybe he proved some people wrong, but right now it's looking like, with that reliever who can't find it, right? It's almost looking like that. Kickers are weird. They start getting a couple misses, and here we go. Let's hope that's not the case. So
head cases normally.
And you
bunch
get Brandon
bunch of
Workman.
bunch of nerds usually head cases.
He didn't get Brandon Workman. All right, boys. Anything else before we close it out tonight?
Nah, good stuff.
Final thoughts?
No, let's get listen, we got to get a W Thursday. I'm encouraged by the fact that we played hard today. We came back, and Carson's played well in 2 weeks in a row here. So got to go out, and we got to beat a team that's downtrodden and not very good Thursday. And it's a division game, so they're going to come to play. So you better show the fuck up.
Yeah, I mean the training room's a revolving door. So see if some guys are going to come out of the training room because other guys are going back in. So
yep. It's like Tecmo. We're waiting for that noise from Tecmo before the game. The guy coming back out of the fucking hospital. We're waiting for that guy to run out right now.
It seems to be a turnstile. So we'll see if anybody's coming out of that tunnel, healthy that they haven't, coming back from injury. We'll see. But short week. a winnable game. I gotta have it. A must have. They're all, but it's a gotta have.
Yep.
It's a gotta have her.
If there was ever a must win, here it is.
In October, yes.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, brother? All right, guys.
TP, what up, buddy?
Prism, Don. Thank you guys all. Bobby, Mike McFly, Kavika. I probably said your name wrong. Mike McFly. Gavin, I see all you guys commenting. Yusuf in the house. I saw you, brother. Everybody. There's tons of you guys chiming in tonight. We thank all of you. Help drive the show. Keep the comments coming. We'll see you guys. I'll see you guys Wednesday night. I know Brinks will see you tomorrow on the Sports Hounds or shows daily here on A2D. Like, subscribe, follow everywhere you get your podcasts. Every forum there, we're there as well. iTunes, iHeartRadio, everywhere. Like, subscribe, download, whatever you got to do. Help us, help you. The voice of the people here. And hopefully we gave you a good show tonight.
Help me, help you.
Another small effort by Kirby against his predecessor. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, looked good at half too, right? 24-20. All the Georgia guys are feeling really good. Second half, we're just gonna shut you out. Thanks. Thanks.
Took him behind the woodshed.
Nick Saban said, "I ain't got COVID. Surprise! Here we come."
Yeah, it's like take the mask off in Scooby Doo. Who is it?
Oh, it was Nick. Shit.
Damn it. So, all right. We'll be doing Sixers shows soon, Lord. A big assistant hire yesterday. I know somebody brought that up earlier as my closing thoughts on that. And
Yorger, did they get Yorger?
Yorger, yeah.
Dave Yorger, yeah.
Yeah, and I like that. It's another
to the Sixers confirmed.
A great addition to this bench. And when you sign Doc Rivers that you're going to have a good bench of guys around them. So, that's some pedigree talk, and he'll get some guys in here that are going to, in my opinion, take this organization to another level, which is a consistent Eastern Conference Finals teams.
I was going to say second round. Is that mean second round? I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't know what kind of level we were talking. I didn't mean to do that to you.
No,
you set me up.
I pulled my pants down there. I almost said, "This is a playoff." Get that through.
That was a backspin tee. You put it right on a backspin tee for me.
Yeah, that's why you don't make a call too soon, right? Like as like an umpire, that's what that is right there. Like I don't want to make the call too soon. I'm about to say playoff team, but let me see the play out. No, this is the team that's got to go to Eastern Conference Finals a bunch, and hopefully with this new staff, accountability, the whole things we heard about, change the culture up a little bit. Let's go. So I'm excited about Sixers, Lord. We'll be talking about them shortly. Once we find out when there's like a start date would be nice too. Hopefully we find that out in the next couple of weeks, I would hope.
January, they're saying.
I figured they were wanting Christmas time around then anyway. So it just plays into their hands. They might have brought COVID here. I don't even know. It might have been it might have been Adam Silver because
the NBA in China. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's been connected.
Look at you. You just solved it. Look at you.
Look at it.
On a Sunday night at the 2:08 mark, you solved it.
Bum.
That's great. Ice-T just solved it. Attaboy Ice.
Where's Mariska?
Ice-T. Baby.
Appreciate it, man. And I love Simmons. You know the live we're talking about. But yeah, TTP, I'm not even going to keep talking about that anymore. Okay, until he comes out and strokes, then we'll have the conversation.
All right, right hand. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, with his right side. I didn't even see that.
I just saw it at the end, like with his right hand. How about we just throw with the left hand? Can we throw with the left hand first?
I'm on this Adam Silver.
Is Joel doing push-ups yet, or riding a bike?
Who, fall game?
Is Joel doing push-ups or riding a bike yet? I'm sure that's the next thing we'll start talking about. I've seen Joel. He's working out.
Yep, playing basketball.
Not eating chicken.
Now he's starting eating Chick-fil-A. Yeah, I love that. Love that. You don't change your stripes.
Well, he's gonna put on the baby weight. You know what I mean? Now he's got the kid.
Oh Christ, Frank, don't say that, please.
Frank, what are you doing? Talking this kind of shit into existence. There's only one person.
Wouldn't shock me. But
there'd be only one person putting baby weight in around this area, and it should be me, and that's it. You know what I mean? I need you out there playing. So, boys.
You You're going to be losing weight, buddy.
Dude, right now I'm just putting it on.
You're going to be losing sleep, that's for sure.
Yeah. Stress. Hey, welcome. Stress.
Note to self, can't throw baby off wall.
Listen, I got a stress hotel here, buddy, and there's fucking vacancy all over. Fucking come on in. Fucking water's warm.
He does have a pool as well, so water
It
could be
may
warm.
not be that warm, but everything else around very warm. Great show. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I hope we gave you some laughs to take away the sting of the Eagles and keep some real shit going on here that we don't feel like talking about April yet. So let's figure out a way to go get a win on Thursday and try to keep this, whatever it may be, alive. Not sure what it is, but let's just try to keep it alive. Because the loss is, be a long 10 days. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, if we lose to the Giants, I'm going to be fucking pissed off. I'll tell you that.
Yep. So everybody, thanks for joining. Thank you, our doc. Make him yours, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill, Princeton locations. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. For all your A2D gear, phillydrinkers.com. It's got you covered. There's like 50 freaking things, if not more. I don't even know. There's tons of shit.
Heaters and loogies, new shirt coming.
There it is.
It's not too novelty. Just be careful. Bring a lot of heat back to my chair. But yes, I still stand by the T-shirts for a certain wide receiver, the dumbest shit I've ever seen. But we'll talk about that another day. I'm glad he's playing well, though. And everybody that's been attacking me on Twitter, some real fucking winners. So
yeah, don't worry about them.
Twitter heroes.
I feel like he cut you off in traffic. I just didn't know where that came from. You were really angry that day. the C was angry that day. Fulgham cut me off in traffic. I don't know.
No, like which day?
Like an old man trying to return soup at a deli.
Hold on, like the crumb of the week got you off guard, or the
the T-shirt, the T-shirt.
Who created the T-shirt turned me off to it. There's always a reason. So like the guy who created the T-shirt's a tool bag to me. All right, and he's a fake freaking fan. Doesn't even know football. Has said that numerous times himself.
Deep dive. I got you. Deep dive. I didn't realize there was a deep dive. I
was like, can we stop crowning? That's all. Can we stop crowning? Like, I understand the reason you make the T-shirts. I understand to capitalize off it. I get the whole marketing side of it. But can we stop crowning as a fan base? This is what we do too often. And then the guy wanted to make a post the next day because he had other stupid Moana T-shirts out, and then sort of mentioned, I know people don't like this because it's novelty. But that, and then say crumb of the week, and then want to take that little jab back. So and that equaled the video.
Tom does not play that kind of game, so yeah.
I like this.
Hey, every once in a while you need the cliff notes. I didn't have any of this. Yeah. This is fantastic. You know what I mean? We're trying to get out. We're trying to dump out. I opened up Pandora's box and I get some cliff notes here. I love that. I thought you went on a rant. I thought you didn't like T-shirts. I thought you didn't like fucking T-shirts. Yeah, I know.
Guy's a big sleeves fan.
He's a big hoodie guy. He's a big hoodie guy.
Hates the T-shirt, loves sleeves.
Shorts and a tee. Guy's a shorts and a tee guy.
I'll tell you, like it was right before a game yesterday. And I was like, hold on. And I read the post and I ran back to my car. I said, hold on. I can't yell and scream this outside the car. So let me circle back. And I ran back to the car to make the video yesterday. I was like, I gotta get in why the emotions running hot. I'm seeing red, because if not, then I lose it. I don't care anymore. Like, it's over. All right. But I get it right in the moment. That's why that was yesterday. Right in the moment.
If this car's a rocking, don't come a knocking.
All right, we can sign off on that one.
Yeah. Baby Arnone coming soon.
Agree to disagree 2020. If you're out voting, just write us in, people. Write us in. Change the world. No, Kyle didn't make the shirt. It's TTP. The mighty E-Rock is what he likes to call himself, which is cute. So we'll sign off on that note.
He's a mighty douche rock.
Yep. A lot of black and white videos if you're into that, and a lot of Disney novelty stuff. So if you're into that stuff, you got the right guy. For everybody else that's real Eagles fans, we're signing off here. It's been Agree Disagree, only on HD Radio. shows every day, adding 3 more to the docket in November. And I think it's like 15, 16 shows, something like that. So lock in. Takeover Talk. We out.